Came from the bottom of the find a way. Back against the wall, find a way. Find a way, find a way. Find a way, find a way. Came from the bottom, had to find a way. Back against the wall, had to find a way. Find a way, had to find a way. Find a way, had to find a way. Brillo, it was hell being broke. In order to wash up, I had to sell soap to that lady holding a baby telling his coat. Paying tithes, preaching, showing you hope. I was on the benches, passing working fences. After the first headshot, you defenseless. All my chest is for relentless. Shout the inmates, maliciously sentenced. Coming from the gutter, even in the hustle. Give me the courtyard, all the gamma buckles, all the death gray, rollies off gas, sleeping on Connecticut. I had to find a way. General came from the bottom, had to find a way. Back against the wall, had to find a way. Find a way, find a way. Find a way, find a way. Came from the bottom, had to find a way. Back against the wall, had to find a way. Find a way, find a way. Find a way, find a way. I don't know how to fail. Dropped high school, but I finished it in jail. Hardly smile unless I'm grinning at the scale. Calling Albuquerque, sitting through the mail. She ain't have a man in her life, hard to trust him. Baby father won't provide. Let's find a way. My mother did great. Name something y'all do other than hate. Killing my city, double law running the state. Bet his energy change up when the gun in his face. Falling off habit, staying there's a choice. I'm CT's voice. Brillo. Came from the bottom, had to find a way. Back against the wall, had to find a way. Find a way, had to find a way. Find a way, had to find a way. Came from the bottom, had to find a way. Back against the wall, had to find a way. Find a way, had to find a way. Find a way, had to find a way. Brillo, just sticking to the spread, find a way. Sticking in the clip. Gotta pay him the hit. I pass out packs, 60-40 every flip. Teacher said that I wouldn't be. And they still teaching. I'm damn near rich. Shotgun rider with Porter Aura Mitch. Jeweler just slaughtered our wrists. Get you shot, same phone that I ordered the bricks. Move my daughter out the projects, make her forget it exists. Grind hard, I'ma find a way. Try and stop me, I let my guys play. Came from the bottom, had to find a way. Back against the wall, had to find a way. Find a way, had to find a way. Find a way, had to find a way. Yeah. What's going on, y'all? What's going on, y'all? It's your instigator narrator, DE-RR-IC, better known as Crash. Here, No Sugar Radio, kicking it with the squad. As always, I gotta do it. Be a gentleman. Ladies first. Let them know who we kicking it with.
It's your girl Simply Shar in the building. You can find me on Instagram as _justshar_. If you need anything, fashion inquiries, if you need me to style you for any event, hit me up on Instagram, Style by Simply Shar. And you can also email me at stylebysimplysharr@gmail.com.
Squad.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, why you gotta play a cop?
Drop in the comments too.
Go ahead, do your thing. What's going on? This is your boy, Mr. Boss Up Young. Y'all can definitely follow me on Instagram at boss_up_young. You get what I'm saying? Let's get it.
Hey, it's your boy King Action. I'm everywhere right now. It's just a good time. You can find me on Instagram, _King Action, Google King Action. You can find me anywhere. Okay.
And you are now listening to No Sugar Radio. So what's good? We've had a very eventful week.
Yes, how was everybody's weekend though?
Shout out to Fly Ty, the promoter who's not here, but she's tuning in live from Brooklyn. You know, we're going to hold it down and represent for us. What's up, Mimi? What's up, Latona?
She's not here, but she's still holding it down.
Man, so we got a lot to talk about today, don't we, y'all?
You know, before we do that, how was everybody's weekend though?
Oh, weekend was good. You talking about this weekend or last weekend?
This week.
Hey man, you gotta be more specific. You gotta say.
I said this week. I'm focused on because we talked about last week and last week.
Right.
We already know what happened last week.
What happened last week? Shout out to the Ciroc boys, you feel me? Definitely showing No Sugar Radio some love, man. You know, definitely always got to shout out, shout out to Rough Riders.
Yeah, that was that.
You know what I'm saying? We always gonna pay homage to DMV Zone. Shout out to Lundy. Shout out to Lundy Dior. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of Lundy, speaking of DMV,
what you got?
Man, this girl Rico Nasty.
Oh, she is about to kill it.
Man,
she about to kill it.
She's about to come in here and shut it down.
She is coming up, man.
Y'all saying it like she coming today.
August 27th.
August 27th. I'm excited too.
That's gonna be her live. I think she's excited herself because I've been watching some of her videos on live, you know.
Yeah.
And she seemed excited because it's her first actual live interview.
Right.
You feel me? And like she got a lot of followers, man.
But you know what's kind of crazy, that we get to tap into her very first live interview. You know, she's already reached over 101K followers. You get what I'm saying?
Thanks to herself.
Thanks to herself. Yeah, because she's putting in the work. Exactly. She ain't signed. She just doing organic hustle.
Shout out to her haters.
Getting it off the muscle. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Original.
Seeing y'all too.
Original.
Going in on the girl. She's still doing it.
Yeah, usually I'm a little iffy about female rappers. You get what I'm saying? Because I like content. I like bars, but she definitely can hold her own. You know what I'm saying? She just got that attitude like that. Just I don't give a fuck. You know, like that's just her aura. Like she don't care.
It's still creativity behind it.
The creativity behind it. Like she's definitely original.
Even she shows love. Her hair's always popping.
Yeah.
Word. I was watching a video of her getting her hair done, and I'm just like, yo, that's an event for them. Like, they have 4K cameras out there with getting their hair done. I'm like, damn. Like,
I wish I had a 4K camera get my hair cut. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
cool.
Yeah.
Shout out to her. She got her designer clothes coming out.
Designer clothes.
Yeah, her little.
What's good? Thank you for tuning in.
No, she definitely making moves on her thing, man.
We do our homework here.
She got the video come up with Lundy.
Yo, so I'm mad. Like everybody got glasses but me. But that's what happens when you tend to forget that they in your pocket and you sit on them. My little screw came up. Well, yeah, AI. You leave me in the car, but we got some things we gonna talk about. I know everybody been paying attention to what's going on. And matter of fact, I'm gonna bring up this issue. I want to say rest in peace to the artist Bulletproof. Now, anybody heard about it? I mentioned this before we started airing about the rapper who was killed Sunday night. He's been involved in 10 previous shootouts, whereas though he was shot 10 previous times, 10 different events in his life, and that's why he, kind of donned the name Bulletproof. You get what I'm saying? But this 11th shootout, which actually happened over not this weekend, but past weekend, actually claimed his life. You know what I'm saying? So we live in a time, man, where guns are just taking over everything, man. Violence is just is more real, more evident than before.
I'm not, I get what you're saying, but we're not going to blame it on the guns.
No, I'm saying, but you're right. The people behind the guns, but I'm just saying, you don't see nobody, regardless if you want to blame it on the people behind the guns, but you don't see people dying from fist fights. You get what I'm saying? Like, guns is just running nonchalant. Like, we just had also the event that we just had, past weekend that we couldn't even make it all the way to Sunday with the Baltimore ceasefire event. You get what I'm saying? We went 48 hours strong, but then Sunday morning, the 2 victims that were shot, one of them died, I believe. It said turn up.
That's what it was.
I'm about to say no. That's
not a good thing. What I'm saying is it's one of those things where you try to do something positive in the community.
It's good, bro. It's good, Cheyenne.
One person. There's always that one that will come and mess things up just because they have no. I wouldn't say they don't have a purpose, but I would say that they don't think about anything outside of themselves. So exactly. What their agenda is.
And that's the crazy
thing about it. Actually, I was talking about it with a few guys yesterday about how the way most of these violent individuals, the ones that don't think about nothing but themselves, they don't realize what they're doing at the end of the day to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
It's a greater picture besides what's happening right now at that very moment.
Right.
And still to me, it's like, okay, what's the point?
Right.
What are you succeeding at? What are you getting at by, taking somebody's lives or starting this controversy? And at the end of the day, nobody knows that you did it. You have no name or brand for yourself after you've done it.
But it's for personal satisfaction. People do it because they feel like they got rid of the threat. They feel like, okay, well, the person that's been threatening me, in a sense, I got rid of him, so I can do what I want to do. They feel like that's what it is. It's a personal satisfaction.
But most time, from my experience, from my seeing, because like I said, I work in the city day to day.
Right.
Most of the time, there is no threat. It's all hate.
Yeah, it's mainly hate. It's always hate.
Now,
where the threat comes from. If you feel like somebody else is a threat,
you don't think hate is a threat?
Yeah, that's
people kill for less.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's take a look at Z the barber from New York.
That was crazy.
That was a good dude.
Sheer hate. That was
dude was grinding. You get what I'm saying? Like, dude, I don't know if he was a celebrity barber or what. But he was definitely doing a thing. I'm like, damn, I'm about to start cutting hair getting money like that. Mm-hmm. Like, cause dude was just living his life, man, and I don't know him personally, but I believe I did see his picture shared on either Blaine's or Ty's personal, IG pages. Mm-hmm. Of course, Ty get all the news before we do. It's like, it comes into the port. The port of New York, and she just get it, but
she's right there waiting for it.
Yeah, she gets straight mail shipment to her. Hot topic, but I did see man, I was just reading up on his story, and I was just reading the amount of impact that he had, and I'm like, wow, man, like it's like nowadays it's almost a job in itself to stay alive.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? I think it's not, but you don't clock out from it. You don't clock out from it.
And it's sad because, it comes from both ends. It's either you gotta worry about the people in the streets or we gotta worry about law enforcement.
And that's even worse. Law enforcement, they have no care in the world about who it is.
Right.
Not to say every officer is not bad. It's like every person not bad.
And then blame it on you like you were the one who's wrong.
Yeah, it's still not a good look.
So then you die with a nasty name on you. Oh, well, he got killed because he was doing A, B, and C. That's what the police, I feel as though, would do. They would tag a nasty name to you saying you were a thief, a criminal, drug dealer, whatever. And you probably wouldn't have done any of those things. But because they killed you, they want to give them that justification as to why they killed you. I think that's kind of
hypocrisy is crazy. Yeah. And that's, that segues into our first topic, Charlottesville.
First topic.
Charlottesville, man. First topic of the day.
What was that?
Man.
Come on, y'all. Speak on it, y'all.
Oh, my God.
Charlottesville.
So if y'all don't know, was it yesterday evening, there was a freak accident in Charlottesville.
Is that what they called it?
I don't think it was an accident. I don't think it was an accident.
Like, my thing is this, like, a car ran into, 20-something people, I believe?
No, it was like 10 to 12.
But that's not an accident.
One person died. No, this is my thing, though. You hear about the helicopter crash.
Yeah, that happened too.
Was that a part of it? Like, where did that come from?
That was in Charlottesville too?
Yeah. Yeah.
What is like World War Z down there?
Helicopters fall? I just know that for all of this, people need to come together and realize that we're all in this United States of America together. That means if North Korea, they decide they're going to throw those nuclear weapons at us, we all going down.
No, they ain't going to throw. They're going to shoot them.
Well, see, that's the thing.
We all going down. There's nothing we can do. Like, at that point, color doesn't even matter at that point.
Yeah, he did that on purpose. They said there wasn't no accident. They said, we can't talk anything military with Blake, so just cut his edge of the desk off. Cut his edge of the desk off. You can't even talk about food stamps around here because it's government related. U.S. Navy got that on lock.
Facial expression.
Yeah.
It just sounded like it was just, the white nationalists against those who are about togetherness in the United States. They were clashing. There were two different protests in the same area, and it just got ugly. Man, that's what that seemed.
They had the shields with the KKK signs on it. It was
the Confederate flags being worn everywhere. It's ridiculous.
But they say history repeats itself. Mm-hmm. Because even though this all happened during the civil rights times, back in the 60s, the 50s, and even the early 70s, all it is just a cycle, and we're just coming up in that generation where as though one of us got to be that Dr. King, or a lot of us got to be that Dr. King to have that vision, like we really need peace. Like, we're all here together. We're all, just like you said, we're all neighbors. Doesn't matter what state you live in, we're all combined in this one country. We all got to deal with this fucked up government, this system that we deal with. We all have resources that each and every one of us individually can benefit from. Get what I'm saying? Shout out to Madam C.J. Walker. White people hate us, but they use our homes. I'm just saying. But no, we all are one big conglomerate. To be honest, we're one big conglomerate, but we don't see it like that because greed and we still allow for the skin and complexion to define certain rights and abilities that we all have, and we got to stop that, man.
I don't think honestly it will never be peace until we actually get rid of the ones that like chaos.
What's going on, Tay? What's going on?
I mean, that
cycle
ain't
continues.
better. You can't
Exactly.
get rid of.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It will never be peace.
No, like, and that's, but that's to say that it'll never be peace. I mean, that's like
depends on what
it
aspect
depends on what you mean.
What you're defining it.
What do you mean? What is peace? Everybody has their own definition of what peace is.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
Some
saying?
people
Peace for me is I just want to be home. Chill. I don't want to be bothered. Peace of mind for myself and my son.
Peace for me is Kit Kat. Split that.
Everybody.
Kind of. Split that.
Peace for everybody.
Well, that to me will be more so self peace.
Well, self peace. If you don't have self peace,
what exactly is self peace though?
Oh, wait.
Pretty much you're being
Let's
peaceful
talk about it.
in your own
what
personal
is
state of
self-peace?
mind.
What do you do in order for you to achieve self-peace?
Meditate.
Meditation.
Get what I'm saying? You avoid confrontation. You get what I'm saying? You got to put on a tough skin. A lot of times we put ourselves, well, I'm not going to say we put ourselves in situations. We wind up coming in situations where if somebody tests you, if you have a 9 to 5, we don't always like our coworkers. We damn sure don't always like our bosses. You get what I'm saying?
Nope.
Especially when I just had a young lady I know who said her job shorted her $300 this past Friday off her check.
Are you kidding?
$300. You get what I'm saying? And this is the owner. You get what I'm saying? But they wind up cutting the check hours later to her.
Working under the table or something?
No. That's what I'm saying. Like $300. You understand? So you can't say you got self-peace, but if you allow for yourself, like, of course you gotta, express your frustration because at the end of the day, doesn't matter how much you're making, how much less you're making. Your coin is your coin. Let you dictate what you want to do with that when you get it. But $300, you gotta bring yourself down. You don't want to go postal and wind up losing your job, and now that $300 just costs you a whole lot more in the long run. So like you gotta really be in tune with keeping yourself under wraps. That self-peace can be that.
My girl Monique Bond, she said, eliminate toxic people out of your life.
Bars.
That is one of the ways that you can achieve self-peace. Getting rid of that gunk in your life, that person that's holding you back from doing what it is you need to do.
Yeah, I mean, overall self-peace is just your mind itself being in a peaceful state of mind.
Exactly, but you have to do something for you to get to that peaceful state of mind.
Yeah, whether it be like, cause me personally, a lot of my peace comes from me talking to myself.
Right, no. Don't let me encourage you.
A lot of my personal peace comes to me, talking to myself and keeping thinking things positive. Despite how bad the situation is. It's kind of like how Tupac mother said in the movie, let your body be in prison, but let your mind, be peace and free. And that's how I'll always go about things. If I'm in this world of chaos, I'm leaving my body there, but work some way, somehow to keep my mind at peace. But I gotta talk to myself every single day, every single minute. But I gotta look at things from a different perspective.
Hey, you can't leave your body nowhere. Hey, I'm feeling like, wait, what?
You're gonna get kidnapped.
Don't say I'm gonna leave my body there.
Hey, look, if you can't have my body, my mind's still in there gonna Bermuda somewhere. Hey, we're fine.
No,
they're fine.
No. Hey, Ty, come get your boy.
Speaking of self-peace, some people are just crazy. Okay, that goes into did y'all hear about the Drake and Future? Like they're both involved in that $25 million case lawsuit against rape.
Man,
and when it's a lawsuit out, like somebody had claimed that she got raped at their concert, and I'm like, okay,
now was it by them? Or
no, I'm like, why would you sue Drake and Future if you were the one that got raped by someone who was not either Drake or Future?
Because at the end of the day, when you're a celebrity.
But this is what happened.
That's like
apparently it was a young man that came up to this young lady and said to her, well, do you want to go backstage to meet, with some of the performers? I don't know why she thought this was okay without checking badges, without looking at, hey, I don't see any more security around you. This is weird. She just went back there and apparently he assaulted her. He raped her and he stole some of her things.
Hope she kept some dick juice. That's the only way I'm saying that's the only way she gonna beat that case. She ain't got no DNA. You know what I'm saying? That's the only. I hate to say it so vulgar, but that's the only way that you had a concert with thousands of other people. You get what I'm saying? Hey, if they selling booty sweat, I'm pretty sure they got dick juice out there somewhere. But she better keep that for her DNA. I hope you would not drink that. Y'all hear shots in that?
I'm sorry. No, thank you. You can keep it. No, thank you.
What kind of bottle does that even come from?
I don't even know, yo.
Listen,
You gotta put it in the cup.
I would not want to know. But I just don't understand. Why would you sue Drake or Future if neither one of them were the ones who raped you? That doesn't make sense. This is
Right,
at their
Cheyenne.
concert.
Ultimately, it's liability, and then what happens is they're always going to attach a name. That's something similar happened a couple of years ago with somebody else, and what did they do? They didn't go after the individual that did whatever to them. One, you ain't gonna know who did it to you. There's thousands of people.
Oh, she knows.
I think it's a Hail Mary shot. That's like the lady that tried to.
Yeah, they reach. That's what they do. They reach and see what they can grab. And if somebody bites or even shows a sign of weakness in that, they gonna leech on them. That lawyer, that defender, that person is gonna leech the prosecutor. They're gonna drill them. And
That's my question. What about some of these lawyers that take on some of these stupid cases? Like.
But it's not stupid though.
Well, not the particular situation. I'm talking like, okay, for example, a lady that tried to sue McDonald's because she's getting fat.
Hey, hold on. Let me drop this plug in there, Miss. Whoever you are suing McDonald's, I have a client. I'm sorry, who sued McDonald's for getting fat? We have a faithful guest who tunes in every Sunday. Please hit up Buns and Guns if you want real results.
Hit up Cheyenne.
Hit up Buns and Guns.
Yes,
She'll help you win your case. Suing McDonald's because you getting fat.
This morning, I appreciate that.
Everybody got quiet.
I needed that. I needed it.
She told my mom my body soon.
I got a good workout this morning.
She broke the heck out of me.
Cheyenne almost killed me and Blaine. I don't know if you guys
you appreciate being almost killed.
I don't care.
Cheyenne Jackson. And she posted a video of us doing a little workout.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Ambo chasers. What's an ambo chaser?
What did you say?
My uncle said ambo chasers. I need to know what that is. I need to know what that term means. Ambo chasers. Is that ambulance chasers? I need to know.
That's all
I heard of ice cream truck chasers, but not ambo. It's an ambo chaser.
Get him on the phone. Call him right now.
Call the station right now.
And here's another update about the Usher thing. Apparently, he didn't give all those ladies herpes.
But we already knew that.
But even still, that's the newest following on that. Like, what happens now with them?
He's gonna sue.
What happens now? All y'all look stupid. Y'all got herpes and they didn't even
you can countersue. You can countersue for defamation of character.
There you go.
I think that's actually what might happen.
He's been staying quiet because his lawyer has been cooking up some hot stuff. Like, she's about to smite all of them.
And that's a smart move.
And it is. He's not. They're like, oh, why is he defending himself? No, Usher doesn't need to
because
say a word.
He has a paid defender. He doesn't have to say
anything.
A lot of
you got to pay your voice.
A lot of industry artists. A lot of people really need to realize when they hire a lawyer, let that lawyer do their job. Shut your mouth. Go hide in the corner somewhere and let your lawyer do their job.
Whatever she tell you, what he tell you to do and say, you got to do it.
Yes, man.
Take that
Take that 6 month probation.
Yeah, I am on.
So I just thought that it's just crazy. Why would you sue? I just think it's dumb. It had nothing to do with either one of them. You just want to get money out their pocket.
Man, I say people be
I do apologize. Not apologize, but I'm sorry that she has to live with that image in her mind.
She has to relive that. That's something that's gonna take some while to heal from. Being raped isn't a joke.
She did that to herself, though, because at the end of the day, you can't
don't
past
trust
it if you put it in the news.
Rella said when being thirsty is gone wrong. I can't. You can't get past it when you put that out there like that. You gonna blame some of the biggest people in the industry as to why you was in backstage with people that you didn't verify and they never verified to you as being staff. Exactly.
And that's something
went with it. You just went with it like, you
thought you was getting some.
Cheyenne said that's a mess. These women throw themselves at the celebrities, and when they realized they were nothing more than a piece of ass, they feel embarrassed.
Who was that again? So they try to throw them under the bus.
Thank you, Cheyenne. We love you.
Thank you, Cheyenne. You'll say it so calm. That's
how
what
I feel
happens,
though. Exactly.
Speaking of the Usher case, I don't want to say this word.
Say it.
I know exactly what you're about to say.
Hold up. Time out.
The lady who came forth. I'll say that.
Which one? This is no sugar radio. You can't stop yourself and throw sugar on it.
Which one? Start. You start.
The heavy set woman.
You know, the one who did y'all
Did
y'all see her statement though?
Yeah. Huh?
When she was like, you know, Usher requested. Usher requested her number and all that stuff. But like, you know, I was listening to the media the other day. This was probably like on Monday or Tuesday, and they was like, how can you get mad? How can you get mad if Usher did give you, you know, herpes or whatever, when you knowingly went and had sex with somebody unprotected?
That's true.
Like, who's at fault?
But that's the thing. That's my whole issue with all of it.
Mm-hmm.
All of them know that this is Usher. He's still a human being, mm-hmm. and regardless to what, that doesn't mean to go out there and be the YMCA.
Man, he was good.
Be wide open
the YMCA,
to take. You know what I'm saying?
really?
No condoms, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? You just gonna let him take it because you thought.
He's
Thought he was
clean.
gonna put it on you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You thought he was gonna have it your way, and he showed you.
He let it burn.
Can't the
let
same
that shit burn.
Can't have it your way.
Was it Usher let it burn, or was it
Usher?
Meek Mill let it burn?
Oh my god.
That shit burn. That shit was burn.
Somebody burnt it up.
That's just crazy.
No, because it's just bad business. Period. Like you realize that when you do that to yourself, like,
Mm-hmm.
and then things come back on you and you look crazy, you really can't step out anymore.
You can't.
You can't do anything. That's what people know.
Your name is
like
out
they
there.
know you're out there, and they know that you up to no good, no matter what
Mm-hmm.
positivity you do. Like that's embarrassing. Period. You
it
shouldn't be
is.
putting yourself out there like that.
All
You know what
across
I'm
the
saying?
board, make me personally, like, okay, if I'm a fan and I do that, that's embarrassing on my part because, I went ahead and did something with somebody unprotected to begin with. Then on the celebrity standpoint, it's like, okay, well, you knew what you had,
Right.
if that was the case, and you still did it anyway.
Yeah.
So it was like, to me, it's just bad across the board. Like,
Hey, I got a question.
Thirsty.
I got a comment here.
You shouldn't be that thirsty for you to
Hold
have
up, hold
sex with
up,
anybody
I got a
unprotected.
comment from one of my bros, and we kind of like I wouldn't say we you know skimmed it, but we need to really touch on that
Dig deeper.
Charlottesville situation.
Yeah.
That's a really big deal. Like I think that personally, like for me, when I saw some of the images that came back from that, and then you see all the memes say a lot, and it's funny when you see it at first, but then when you look at the bigger picture,
mm-hmm.
it's
the
just
reality
like,
of it.
what the fuck, man? Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like, what can you even say to something like that? We live in a society right now where, everything is up for grabs.
Yeah.
Everything. And nobody seems to get the big picture. Everybody wants to run into a corner and say, this is my people. This is my this. This is what I'm responsible for. When we all have a responsibility to each other, to be kind to each other, to take care of one another, to be there for each other. That's a human thing. That ain't got nothing to do with ethnicity. That ain't got nothing to do with culture.
Yeah.
It's our responsibility as human beings.
It's a humane act.
It's a humane thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know I'm not tripping. I don't think that there's some type of guidelines or bylaws or some type of law in the Constitution or something that states that, but that's something that's like, it's not written, but that's
It's
something
almost
that
like
you're
a
supposed to
scientific
do.
fact. Like,
It's just something that you're
Yeah.
supposed to do. So when you see groups of people out there protesting in that way, but every time there's a protest, on not to put it like that, but on our side of things, when we're protesting out there, it's looked at as the most negative thing in the world.
It is.
Even when it's
Rioters.
no violence.
We're rioters.
It's the most negative thing in the world.
Yeah.
But when these people do it,
It's justified.
it's justified.
It's
They have a
glorified.
reason, and it's because they have a face. They have a face, and they
Donald
put a face
Trump.
to it. No, I wouldn't. I'm not going to say that. Yeah, I'm not going to say all of that. But what I will say is there's always a face to the. When it comes to us, there is no face ever. It's never organized. There's always a face, and somebody can speak to or articulate. It's a better word. They can articulate their reasoning for why they're doing what they're doing, so it makes sense to someone somewhere in the media, and they portray it as such. When we do it, it's like it's just all out violence and it's anger and frustration, but you don't understand where it's coming from, as if there's not 400 plus years of history that states why people are angry about the shit that's going on.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm tripping. Maybe I'm bugging.
No, because that bulls me too. 'Cause like even when I first heard about it, I had the same reaction you did. It blew me like, whoa, wow, really? But at the same time, it's like, okay, as soon as I had that feeling, it kind of like went away, and now it's like, okay, how is the media going to present this? Are these people going to be looked at as hoodlums and rioters and such.
Hoodlums.
Yeah, hoodlums and rioters and such. Or it's going to be, like you said, justified.
But the word that I hate that they're using, that they're trying to kick it up to be called, is white nationalists.
Exactly.
When did that even become a terminology?
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. When I saw that, I said white nationalists.
You know, we call it.
Oh, you mean white supremacists? Oh, is that what what you meant?
You know, is that
racist.
What it boils down to? Like we gotta put sugar on it and call it a white nationalist? You know, we just call it how call a spade a spade. Like these are white racist people.
And that's when they're the same people that wear those hats that say "Make America Good Again."
But that's okay.
Great again.
Sorry, great.
Good again.
I could live with that. I could live with something like that if you were honest about your position.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I could live with you being a bias or a racist person against whatever whatever your issue is, as long as you're honest about it. Don't tell me or sit in front of me and say you don't have an issue. When clearly, if you go on Facebook, you see everything you talking literal pillow talk, not like pillow talk. I'm talking secrets. Pillow talk like I got on a pillowcase with holes in it, and I'm just talking straight crazy. Like, F all of y'all. We gonna put out ropes. We gonna do all of this stuff because we tired of y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're putting everybody in a box, and it's not just African American people. It's everybody that they're putting in a box. Like, it doesn't even matter. Right. That's the scary part. Like, it's majority versus minority. Like when the minority is so great here, yet those few still have control over the minority, and we are more. It's crazy.
So look, y'all, we gonna continue to touch bases. I mean, touch bases on this topic as far as what happened in I don't want to say Charlottesville. Is it Charlottesville?
Yeah, Charlottesville.
Okay, what happened? I don't know why I want to say Charlottesville.
We want to hear people's responses too.
What happened in Charlottesville, Virginia? And these racial issues that we're dealing with today. But we're going to get into this track. Our first track of the day is called Soul Food, and it's by my man Fuego Gamo.
Fuego,
okay.
What up?
Okay.
Hey.
Listen to No Sugar Radio. Yeah, we're going to let that bump.
No Sugar Radio.
Hey, great point.
Tell me what's the problem? How come you can't get no money? Hey. Okay. Yo, Fuego. Tell me what's the problem? How come you can't get no money? Tell me what's the issue? How come you can't get no bitches? Hey, bitches wanna hop in when they see what I'm whipping. Pulled up in that skirt, hopped out with Mr. Chicken. Hey, I just got the pack, I read up, now I'm in business. Bitch keep trying to peek in my phone, girl, mind your business. Hey, my cup always dirty, don't ask me what I'm sipping. Sweating that bitch, still got her digits. Hey, yeah, they call me Fuego. My flow hot just like fire. Anytime I pop out, I'm draped up in designer. Whoa, Margiela my shoe, Burberry free on my collar. Hey, add my outfit up, I bet you go past the comma. Shoot you, catch my brothers, they go right to the infamy. Chicken keep the 40, so I pray for my enemy. Codeine is my preference, so you can keep the Hennessy. I'm Fuego Gamo, aka Flexer of the century.
I tell that bitch to bow down when she set me off for feeling good like James Brown. I think Big Mama would be proud. I made some collard greens off the loud. I made some collard greens off the loud. I made some collard greens off the loud. I think Big Mama would be proud. I made some collard greens off the loud.
My weed loud. You want that shit the fuck out? Put hold on this game, man. I ain't gon' never let out. I'm a leprechaun, looking for me gold, till I'm gray and old, smoking bold. I'm talking slick and greasy, this ain't no country grammar. Age 14, I was mixing in that almond hammer with the coke, man. Hated to be broke, man. Love ops talking peace when barrels to they throat, man. Project Qatar, attracting thought bitches. Don't be no fool, keep a tool, watch your rich ass. Cause a trifling ass bitch will put your pockets in a ditch. In bands we trust,
never trust a bitch. Hoes on a nigga dick like Doug Butter. Stay picking shit with your bitch, good dick sucker. I'm trying to make a bag off this music. I ain't selling no more loud cause I'm a use it. I tell that bitch to vibe down. When she set me up, I'm feeling good like James Brown. I think that mama would be proud. I made some collard greens off the loud. I made some collard greens off the loud. I made some collard greens off the loud. I think Big Mama would be proud. I made some collard greens off the loud.
My man said he made some collard greens off the loud.
Okay.
Shout out to my boy Fuego.
Fuego is hot. I'm sorry, I love his music. It's hot.
You know, one of the first artists that we had on the show. Y'all gonna be hearing him real soon,
The boy right
coming out.
Like right there.
Just did something big in Atlanta.
Yeah, just did something real big in Atlanta. You know, he's down there. You know, we're going to get back into the topic.
Might want to check him out.
Down there with Grand Hustle Studios. But shout out to you and everything you're doing, Fuego.
Yo.
But
real.
Back to what's going on in this media, man, you know, like, these racial issues are really intensifying. And, you know, I don't, you know, ever since, I don't want to blame it on Trump, ever since Trump got in office. But because Trump was so vocal about his beliefs and the policies that he wanted to enforce when he first came the POTUS. You get what I'm saying? Like it brought everybody out of hiding. Like, yo, we can be Klansmen again. Like everybody just started like just not caring. You get what I'm saying? Like even during the intensifying race for a candidacy, you can openly go anywhere like virtually. I don't know if anybody that's tuning in live has experienced it, but you can openly go anywhere, and white people would just bump you. It's like they had a chip on their shoulder. Like they don't care. You get what I'm saying? It's like we're living in the time now that we can really express who we really are and not be condemned or not be convicted by it or not be criticized for how we really feel about minorities.
Right.
And that's what it came down to. Like look at all these changes and policies that's happening now that's not really defecting the white community, but all the people in the minorities. And when I say minorities, I'm not just talking about blacks, but we're talking about the Latinos, the Hispanics, the Indians, even Asians, anybody that's on, low income, basis, which is mainly the minorities. You know what I'm saying? Like they're cutting food stamps. They're cutting, they're getting rid of, healthcare.
Yep.
Now think about it. There's a lot of our people who are poor or living in low income ways.
Exactly.
So like, some of these people really need these. A lot of people take advantage of it, but some of these people really need these.
Those necessary.
You know what I'm saying?
Materials.
So they're cutting back on healthcare.
It's a basic thing.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just a lot of things that's really. Just imagine when it's finally all said and done, when it's really gone, like there's no more EBT cards and all that. Just imagine how the crime is going to go up because now people really feel like, yo, I got to do what I got to do
to take care of my family. Exactly.
It's going to be crazy.
It's going to be ugly.
It's going to be robberies will go up.
Oh, definitely.
Robberies will
What are they
go
going to
up.
do to support their kids? What are they
I
going to do?
know people who be stealing Pampers just to get by.
That's
like,
crazy.
I mean, it's crazy and it's crazy that it comes down to it, but sometimes, that's what you got to do.
You take care of your kids.
Yeah.
You
can't knock nobody about that.
It's all part of the system. Like I've always believed that, when you look at the hood, it's always been convenient. Everything is convenient.
Everything.
You got your church, you got your liquor store, you got your corner store, you got your food spots. It's built to trap us there because we don't feel a need to go anywhere else if everything that is provided to us or everything that we need is right there in the neighborhood. It's no reason.
Well,
it's built to trap, I think.
It's true.
To
me,
yeah. Originally, yeah. Now, honestly, what a lot of people aren't noticing, that is about to change.
That's gentrification. They're pushing us out towards the county areas, which is going to turn into another hood.
Because they started something, they lost control of it, and now they want it back. Because, like right now, especially in Baltimore, honestly, Baltimore is trash. Like, we got way more abandoned buildings than anything.
He's absolutely right.
And a lot of these buildings, like, it's ridiculous. Because, like, them neighborhoods I used to, hang around with, where the whole block is filled, you may have, like, one or two people that's, occupying that whole block now. The rest of the buildings are, like, just growing weeds and
all kinds of, it's
completely
gutted
vacant.
out.
Yeah,
you see the roof is
left.
caved in, everything. It's no longer usable.
And now you got these big companies, like John Hopkins and Under Armour.
John been around. Under Armour just came about.
What's I'm saying? Even still, like that's
some of these homes crashed. That that you're speaking of. Some of these homes that I've seen boarded up. I remember when families actually lived in those same homes. And now that I'm going past these same houses, I'm just like, dag. Yeah. I remember seeing 3 kids playing outside. And all of these homes had families in them. Now almost the whole, like you said, the whole block.
We used to have block parties.
Yeah.
We used to have like the whole Monroe Street and a whole block party. Now crazy. It's like.
Let's hear your comment, Troy.
Oh yeah, it started scrolling up. Cheyenne said, "You attract what you reflect, and not to say it's an excuse, but we as a community really need to come together and show other." Hold on, somebody else just commented. Show other cultures that we can support each other and work together to grow.
That's a fact.
That is a fact.
And when you say that to people,
because when they're
so mad,
there's strength in unity.
Negativity hates the truth.
So mad when you say that to somebody. We need to start in the community. They be like, "That's not the issue. That's not what I'm talking about." No, bitch. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You see, that's why you're part of the problem. You got to stop people in their tracks for real.
I wasn't expecting that.
No, like that shit. It infuriates me. It infuriates the fuck out of me when somebody says to me, "That's not the problem.
Exactly.
The problem is the people outside trying to
the white
do
man
is
the white man." No,
like it doesn't matter what they're doing. Right. If we're not doing right by our own people, by ourselves, it doesn't matter what those people do.
Not even supporting your black businesses in the area. Yeah. You see people that are actually trying to start these convenience stores and hair beauty supply stores, and y'all looking at it like, oh, she just one of us. Like, she ain't going to make it. You're not supporting that. I feel as though if we stuck together from the very beginning and had our own businesses in our own neighborhoods, and we actually supported one another as family, so much we could get done. We can rebel, or not even rebel. We could, in a form, we can actually do what it is we need to do in order to succeed against what the government might do to us.
Create your own economy.
Exactly.
See, I learned a lot of lessons when I'm out with my sons, Joe. Like, just being around my kids and seeing the things that they're exposed to and what they do. Like, it teaches a lot of things. So I took my sons, and this is going to tie into what we're talking about. I took my sons yesterday to the movies to go see the new Planet of the Apes movie. And in that movie, just watching, how Caesar was just leading his people. One of the things that they kept emphasizing on in the movie was togetherness. When he was saying, he was like, 1 ape weak, but what did he say? Apes united are strong. And not to compare us to that, but we have to take on the same mentality as a community. When we're together, when we come together and we make an impact together, it speaks volumes. You get what I'm saying? Like,
agreed.
Imagine, well, Blaine, you're not really hip with our city, but imagine if the entire Park Heights community came together. And when I say the entire Park Heights community, I'm talking about from the bottom up down towards Mondawmin up to the Jewish community.
Yep.
Imagine if that entire zip code and everything in between came together and was like, you know what, we're not going to stand for what the mayor is going to dictate in our city, this, that, and third. This zip code right here, 21215, we're going to combine and we're going to put together whatever resources we have, obviously the Jews, because of course, they're a very rich community. You know what I'm saying? But if you combine that with street knowledge and stuff like that, we could really control and create our own economy just in this particular zip code.
That's how most of the Jewish community works in Baltimore. Like, their whole Pikesville area is because they unite together. Like, most of their bigger buildings they have right now is because they collectively put together in a pot to build something for them. And at the same time,
and that's in a lot of different areas. You see that in Hispanic areas. You see that in Jewish areas.
Italy, but they mainly put their money back into their own people.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
if we supported ourselves, like I said, and we had our own businesses and started recreating our own neighborhoods together, there's no telling how much of an impact that will place.
Yeah. But the issue with that right now, though, is getting rid of the hate.
That's
greed.
That's the thing.
Well, you got that.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
I learned about something in Baltimore.
What you learned, B?
I was just, I was driving around, and when I do my different, things outside of, just
what you do, B?
My work. I was going around. I asked a lot of people like about me, because I'm not from Baltimore. When I first got out here in this environment, my only depiction and memory of Baltimore was watching The Wire. So I didn't believe any of that personally. I just thought it was like it was a show. Yeah. It was a great show. Like, maybe some things were a little off or whatever, but for the most part, I thought it was a great show. Showed a lot. And so when I actually got out here and I started driving around and I saw these vacant houses, I started asking questions like, what are we doing like as a community in these areas? And the people kept saying that like they would come together and try to, you know, purchase one of these places, and it's always under development, but nobody's doing anything there. They're waiting for something to happen so that way they can get the contracts necessary to more than likely tear all of that shit down. Like, it's just a holding spot. You know how much money you would probably have to put in just to get one of those, not even the block, just one of those vacant buildings, one of those vacant apartments? That's a lot of bread. Like, the dude was schooling me on this stuff. He was like, man, we've been trying to do this. They don't want to give up any of that stuff. They don't want to see anybody grow here. They have a plan for this area. They have a plan for these streets. They have a plan for these neighborhoods, and it has nothing to do with us.
Nothing to do with people are not. It's all about the exiling of us.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? If you can push us out, you can create different markets or different establishments that you can try to manipulate and make us believe that we need.
Or it's attractive to what it is we want.
Like, exactly.
They tore down a wreck in Park Heights, and they had built it into a car lot.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? You know, it's
money that's still going to go back to the state.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
even so.
They tear these things down, and they try to convince the community. They even have buyout programs now. Whereas, though, you know, they going, you know, if you're a homeowner, you know, how much can we buy you out of your home?
So that we can have this
so that we can eliminate these blocks. Like I done wrote down multiple blocks that I used to live on that is no longer there. It's just grass. That's like I'm crazy. Talking about, man. I remember we used to back in the day when you grew up in a neighborhood where so everybody on that particular street knew everybody on that street. Where you at? Oh, I'm down the street in Miss Jenny's house. Well, let me call down there. And, you know, where all the neighbors had each other's phone numbers. You know what I'm saying? Now you
kids
walk
going
through
over to the house
and you just looking at fields like it's fields.
It's nothing there no more.
It's fields.
Houses look like tombstones.
So why do y'all think? I mean, you hear a lot. Like anytime you see something come up on the news, everybody speaks of it's a distraction towards something else. Why is it conveniently happening now that we're having this type of, you know, these types of events happening right now at this particular time, this particular juncture, knowing the gravity of what's really going on behind the scenes? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much turmoil in the country, so much civil unrest in the country.
That's a good terminology. You know what I'm saying? Civil unrest.
That's what it is, and that's what it's been. It's been like that since the beginning of democracy in the United States.
I think that the white quote unquote nationalists, going into the increased acts of racism in the United States, they're noticing that us as African Americans, we're starting to weaken. Our bond with each other is weakening more and more over the years, and they're using that against us. Because they see that we don't stick together. Now that they see that it's not unified, they feel like they can take us out one by one. They feel like they can take us out in our neighborhoods. They can go into our churches and kill people. They can go into, schools and start, shoot. Like they're taking bits and pieces of us in any type of area, any type of form, masses, whatever have you, and they're going to use that against us because they know that we're not unified as we should be.
Right. Got a comment here.
Go ahead, comment.
Dewan says blacks are the only ones who don't want to see each other grow or help each other grow, which there is some truth to that statement. Like there's a lot of women that be like, one thing I hate about women.
Oh my gosh, here we go.
Troy hates something.
I'm not gonna be Shade King today.
Don't do that.
I'm not gonna be Shade King today, but I see women do this very too often. They look at another woman and they are very particular about certain things,
because they're insecure with themselves,
right? But see, so Shaw, that's like, for example, if I'm a female and you walk in the room and you're like, "Hi, everybody, how you doing?" First time I'm looking at you like, I wonder where she got that track from. Like they don't pay attention. They don't pay attention to anything else.
You said you weren't going to be Shade King today, Troy.
No, but listen. But I'm saying, I'm saying this for a reason, though. You get what I'm saying? Like, so in our community, and I see this so often. Is a lot of people in Baltimore want to grow up and be the same things. Everybody want to grow up and do hair. Everybody want to grow up and get their CNA, GNA, ABC, whatever it is you gotta get, UPN. I don't know. Everybody want to do the same thing.
That's right.
So imagine if all these women who wanted to have Shut up, Ty.
She said, "Let's go, First Lady." Because I'm having Yes, Ty. Yes.
But imagine if all these women who wanted to be their own hairstylists.
No, she doesn't have to pick a side.
But listen, imagine if all these women that wanted to be their own hairstylists just came together. Like, you know what? I want to have a shop. Why can't we all come together and just buy a big ass building where we have multiple salons in one?
2 problems.
That's too much.
It's 2 problems. There's 2 problems.
It's wishful thinking.
It is.
It is,
and it's a great idea. But it's a great idea. But here's the 2 problems with that.
What's the problem with that?
One, you got people who can't get over themselves. They are
exactly.
But I'm saying you're right about that. Boom. But I said, what if they came together?
They can't.
See?
No, that's wishful thinking.
It would be a great place.
Yeah. That is wishful thinking.
The issue with that's like thinking about utopia. That's like the perfect world. In a perfect world, women would be able to come together and do something like that. But women. And it's the same thing with men too. You know, they want to see you doing good, but not better than them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I can't pull you in to what I'm trying to do, because at the end of the day, I feel like especially if I've seen your work and I know that you're good and you have potential,
I don't want her to know that.
Come and take my stuff.
Yeah, I don't want her to know that she's good.
That might not even be their mindset. They might not even care about that. They might just have a passion for doing whatever it is that they do. But because you are looking at something with a singular mindset and not looking at the big picture, you shoot down everybody.
Yeah,
and that's the issue right now for a lot of things going on in Baltimore, is because of the fact we are single minded. All we really do, for the majority of us, we care about ourselves.
I'm about to start selling Brazilian.
Well, that might work for you, Troy, because you're a people person.
So
but this is what I know. As a woman, I'm gonna play off of what you said, Troy. As a woman, I've actually witnessed that several times. Like, I'm a real cool, chill person. I don't start anything with anybody, really. Okay. Anyways, I've noticed, like, let's say I go someplace simple, like if I go to McDonald's and just get some French fries and I approach somebody at the register, you know, the way that I speak, sometimes people look at me funny, like, why is she black? Why she sound like this? She sound like a white girl. Like, they look at me like I'm some type of alien when I speak to them. So, you know, I'll go up to the register, hey, can I get you know, a large French fry and and she'll be like,
cause you just say it like your mouth wet.
Anyways,
I just had to say that.
It's not even that. It's just that I noticed I noticed that I get certain looks from African American women whenever I speak to them. It's almost like, huh? What? It's like, okay, what, I need to speak Ebonics for you to understand what the hell I'm saying to you?
I used to be that way.
And it's like, what's so different about me being African American with a proper articulation of how I speak?
Because you don't say too many times. That's a Baltimore thing.
I think it's just Baltimore.
Well, I had somebody they told me I'm not real because I don't watch Power.
Huh?
Yeah,
what does that got to do with
you were told that you weren't real.
Somebody told me I'm not a real dude because I don't watch Power. And that's what I'm saying. Like, the way most of these people think in the city, I'm like,
I'm done.
I just want to know what the hell that got to do with
anything.
Economy based.
Like, how does that make you a real dude if you watch Power?
James St. Patrick ain't even real. Like,
exactly. Like, Power it's not even real. Like,
Ty,
most of the so-called real dudes are probably in the streets. You know what I mean? Anyway, so like, come on, like, really?
First of all, Jamie St. Patrick is real. I've already contacted Truth to have my birthday
Instagram?
Party at his club. He don't need to. He just got out of jail. What do you need an Instagram for? Shout out my man Ghost.
Oh my gosh! But yeah, like I witnessed that.
Yeah, it's most of them in the city. You know, because like I said before, I used to be that way myself. My mind frame was closed. I was closed-minded. I was used to. So when somebody else is in the city and they speak proper like that, to me, it's like, whoa. Where are you from?
I get that question all the time.
And you gotta realize this too.
Wait,
like,
are you from real here?
Majority of people in Baltimore have never been outside of Baltimore.
There's a lot of people that have never set foot outside of Baltimore, or they have never set foot outside of Arundel Mills. Because you notice a lot of people from Baltimore City go to Arundel Mills. If they can get out there, they go and go. But they don't go anything further than that. Exactly. They don't go anything further than that. That's it.
Need to get the passport.
Like, I just found out a lot of people
that costs money. They ain't
Brooklyn,
doing
down in Brooklyn,
the same amount
in
of
Baltimore,
shoes that they buy out of Arundel Mills.
See, and that's the thing. I also don't get. Oh my gosh, I'm about to go in about that.
What shoes?
So you spending all this money on sneakers to pay somebody else for their brand when you can save that money to actually build your own brand.
Hey, we ain't get into branding. We ain't get into branding right now.
Listen. Oh, not even that. Hold on. Let's take it back to reality. I'm going to take it back. You spend all this money on sneakers to pay somebody else for their, business. But then what about your business at home? Your kids are hungry. What about the fact that your baby mama, she needs money to pay her light bill? But you spend all this money. But you spend all this money on sneakers.
Y'all going for blood today.
I'm not. I'm just being so honest right now. I'm being honest. Like I noticed it's not even my situation's not even like that.
Shout out to every dude that broke Shaw Hut.
Let me ask you.
No, it's not. See, that's the thing, Troy. It's not even. My situation's not even like that at all.
Hold on. I'm the type of person I like looking at things on a broad spectrum. Have you ever had a moment, right, where you're completely stressed out, you're going through whatever, and you decide, hey, I'm going to hit this blunt, I'm going to drink this booze?
You said, have I ever had a period where?
I said, of course you had periods.
No sugar.
Have you ever had a moment?
I'm done. I ain't going to say that.
We need to get into one of these tracks. Come on now, True. Let's get this track rolling.
We got to get a track rolling.
Let's go ahead and get this track rolling. Y'all need a moment. Y'all need a little nap or something.
Oh, my God.
Because y'all misbehaving. I'm about to put all y'all in the corner.
They firing shots.
Byron can't even hold the camera up right. Yeah. He done took like 10 floor shots.
Y'all want to get into a track right now?
Yeah, let's go into a track.
Well, I mean, duh. Come on.
Don't talk to me like that.
You'll be all right.
She having a moment.
All right, so, this song right here, another guest that we had on the show, my boy HD Mikey.
What up, HD? What up, kid?
Another cat that's doing some big things out of the DMV.
1080.
Get what I'm saying? We still buffering right now a little bit. We chilling. I don't know what's going on. I mean, they don't want to see us winning today.
You got that high definition, everything. It take a while.
Yeah, that's true. When you turn on the YouTube or something, it take a while.
Everything he do is high definition.
I'm really trying to laugh it off though, but it ain't working. Oh, you know what?
Oh my gosh.
My fault. That was me.
Troy.
Here we go. We're getting into this track. My boy HD Mikey. Shout out to DC's own. You get what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Harlem World USA. You definitely bringing up a roster, man.
Yes.
This song is called Sheesh.
Sheesh.
Let's get it. No Sugar Radio.
Strap on the beat. Pull up in that sheesh, clip and out like sheesh, 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 sheesh. Them all follow me, make gon' swallow me. Sheesh, 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 sheesh. My bitch bad like sheesh, my bitch bad like sheesh, 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 sheesh. Them most follow me, they won't swallow me. Me and Young Boo used to post on the block with some shots stugging, waiting for the Vic. Cool and bullin', I ain't worried about shit. Skim applying, we was taking a risk. I'm from the trenches, bitch, I came in with shit. A lot of these niggas be make believe. I'm a pimp, so you know my can't stay with me. Got a shootout, Texas, no Danny Green. Pull up in there, what the fuck? Got them bad hoes, quit the fuck. Boy, you ain't no here to get a strap up. Fake if you won't get your dude to touch. I'm pimpin', pistol, packin', pop. Got Vicky's poppin' for the profit. Got good head, thought she was a scholar. G-Baby got babies, he be spanking the tallest. Young nigga learn so much shit in these streets. Now I'm like, fuck college, like how to start a business. Stack your money up and flip it. Keep bitch niggas out your business. Fuck them hoes, chase digits. Gotta say it twice for these wild niggas. If he can't hold water, don't take him swimming. He gon' drown. Sheesh, 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 sheesh. Pull up in that sheesh. Clip and out like sheesh. Sheesh, 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 sheesh. Them all follow me, make gon' swallow me. Sheesh, 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 sheesh. My bitch bad like sheesh, my bitch bad like sheesh. Sheesh, 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 sheesh. Them all follow me, they won't swallow me. Big 4-0, put your man in the dirt. Niggas unemployed, I don't want no work. Cop a Glock 21, now I feel like Bellinelli. Stacking that cake, need more bread in the deli. Don't hop on that porch if you know you ain't ready. Don't get caught on that porch, now your front like spaghetti. My bad bitch 702 on rated. Think it's sweet as shit, doomsday. My hood like a pharmacy. Try like a drive-through, pull up. These bitches be snakes, so I rock my Medusa. Niggas be broke, they whole crew need a tune-up. Wait till I blow, I'ma go state to state with the ruler. Rockin' more ice than a motherfucker cooler. Thought it was gas, but my gang able food him. Yeah, we able food him. Niggas be out 100 degrees. Scorcher, fuck it, torture. Might bring out the chopper and leave them in Porsches. Break a nigga down like a fraction. Brought some extra clips for you other actors. If a boy talk against him, please stop the madness. They know we ain't average, don't play with a savage. My pimp shooting shit and I talk about bags. Sheesh, 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 sheesh. Pull up in that sheesh. Clip and out like sheesh, 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 sheesh. Them all follow me, make them swallow me. Sheesh, 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 sheesh. My bitch bad like sheesh. My bitch bad like sheesh. Sheesh, 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 sheesh. Them all follow me, they won't swallow me.
Sheesh. Sheesh. That's the boy, that's the kid, HD Mikey,
man. Little young boy getting it. And he only, 18?
I think so.
17, 18?
Like 18. I think he was like 18.
18, 19? Hey, he's still a teenager, man.
Yeah, he's still getting it. He's doing it with a purpose at that.
Back on the air. We're gonna get into another track for y'all. I know y'all was rocking with that.
We're about to play next now, Troy.
Everybody wanna know what we about to play.
Gotta make it good. Yeah. The people are watching.
Say what?
I said you gotta make it good. People are watching.
This artist right here, man, I got a chance. Yo, funny. This artist right here, man, I got a chance to follow on IG. You know, I'm waiting for a song to get together. But Jay Murphy, man.
What's his
Jay
IG?
Murphy?
Yo.
Jay Murphy?
Jay Murphy.
You got his IG?
Yeah, it's Jay Murphy.
Just at Jay Murphy, no underscores?
I believe it's Jay Murphy.
That's it, okay. Jay Murphy.
Yeah, but Jay Murphy, man, he got his real dope song, man. It's called Purple Clouds.
Love it.
Follow him on IG.
Follow him.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's that one? Y'all like that?
That's that
yes,
one.
That's that was the jam last time. That was the jam.
My man Jay Murphy, man, we about to get into this next track. Look at Ty like, sheesh. I ain't like that song cranks. We about to get into Jay Murphy, Purple Clouds, y'all. Let's get it. No Sugar Radio.
Poppy Trey. Jay Murphy.
They said the love I got for you is dangerous. Yeah, I will climb the mountain just to get to you, and it's true. I do anything for you. They don't wanna see us pop tags. No, they don't wanna see secure the bag. Whoa.
All the little things that you do, I swear, it mean the world to me. You stay patient with me, and you know when I blow all the way up, you the one that's gonna be up there in the mansion. Your body be the softest. Girl, you should fly to death. Might as well take off in the coffin. And your smile is godly, cause every time I see it, all the pain goes away. That's probably why.
Purple cloud, I just really wanna vibe. Baby, tell me what you like. I just wanna turn you on. So baby, tell me what you want. I just wanna love you. Tell me what you wanna do. They said the love I got for you is dangerous. I will climb the mountain just to get to you, and it's true. I do anything for you. They don't wanna see us pop tags. No, they don't wanna see secure the bag. Whoa, look, I know lately I've been fucking up. I know lately I've been messing up. I know lately my promise haven't been keeping up. I was treating you wrong, I was telling you lies. It didn't even feel right. I used to make you cry, but you never let my side, girl. Whoa, but you never let my side, girl. Cause you a real one, and you a real one. Little mama, if you ride, I'ma ride with you. Little mama, if you die, I'ma die with you. And I just want you, and I just need you. So tell me what you wanna do, tell me where you wanna go. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Purple cloud, do you really wanna ride? Baby, tell me what you like. I just wanna turn you on. So baby, tell me what you want. I just really love you. They said my love for you is so dangerous. I will climb the mountain
No, they don't want necessarily the bag. Whoa. Yeah. Poppy Trey, Jay Murphy, Real 5, we live.
I love that vibe. Behind that song is so chill. Like,
you can roll one up to that show.
I could see myself rolling one up, breathing down Hollywood Boulevard with the palm trees going past me and a load like a drop top, and my hair's blowing in the wind. I could see you.
First of all,
that's where I'm coming. I don't know about y'all, but that's where I'm heading. I don't know about
y'all. Hollywood Boulevard. More than likely, she's gonna
be down Hollywood Boulevard.
More than likely, she's gonna be in the passenger side of Blaine's car going down Pennsylvania Avenue. No drop top. The window gonna be down though.
Ain't no drop top though.
The window gonna be down.
Not yet, B.
And she got one of them little Chinese slippers hanging out.
Troy, what's that?
Out the mirror.
What's that artist name again? I got people asking.
Jay Murphy.
That's Jay Murphy.
Jay Murphy.
On Instagram.
Purple Clouds by Jay Murphy. Make sure
I
y'all check him out on SoundCloud, Instagram.
Cheyenne said, yes, guys.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Let's get back on this racial topic.
Nah, we are the racial topic.
Yeah, what we going in there? No. I don't like racism.
I can't.
I don't like racism.
What?
Let's get on this gun violence issue in Baltimore. Since you brought it up earlier,
gun violence is not really an issue in Baltimore.
It's not.
What?
It's the people behind it.
It's like, now let me stop.
I don't care what nobody says.
Is the issue in Baltimore.
No, I don't care what nobody says. Gun violence is not the issue. It's the people behind the guns. Period. It's not for debate.
Gun violence.
I can't speak on gun violence in Baltimore.
Damn, Blaine, you
got my own kind of problems.
Blaine is off today, y'all. He's off today. He can't touch on any topic.
He just here sucking up air.
He don't have any. He don't have any verbal hands today. He can't touch on any topic.
You gotta go.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. You see what I deal with, y'all? Y'all see what I deal with?
But you like it,
just look at this kid.
Look at what?
Look at this.
I don't trust nobody that don't wear their earphones in the studio. I don't trust nobody that don't wear their headphones.
I'm trying. My phone is doing some wicked stuff.
You got an Android?
He's the reverse baby driver.
iOS update thing. You got my phone all jacked up.
You got an Android over there, man. You got a lot of me, Blaine.
He got an
Android.
Android.
Shade King.
Man, Team Android.
Hey, I need you to turn down a little bit.
Team Android.
Yeah, you can have it. That's the Android spokesperson.
That's why he sit on that side of the table.
There's no apple of my eye around here.
Hey, boo. Nobody cares.
There's no apple of my eye around here.
This gun good violence. I can't even get my words together.
What did you say?
Gun violence.
Huh? True.
This gun violence is definitely running out of control in the streets of our city. Now, I can't really say what I want to say. I'm
gonna say this: somebody's getting money
for a real reason. But you know, part of the reason, because it has been exposed on social media, is a lot of these undercover cops. Well, you know, we don't no longer have undercover cops. But
y'all don't have undercover cops anymore?
Nah, because what happened was, you know, there were a lot of plainclothes officers who got caught up in a
You mean AKA the knockers?
Yeah, they got caught up in. They got caught on camera doing some stuff they weren't supposed to be doing.
Wow.
Basically, like putting guns back on the streets. There's actually a video on Facebook that happened.
It runs deeper than that.
Back in March this past year, where they had their body. The officer forgot his body camera was on. You know what I'm saying? You know, and they were planting drugs under a log. I was actually watching this video the other day. Like it was like a little tree stump or something like that on the side of a house in the alley. You know, they planted it. Then they walked to the corner. They was like, I'm about to go check in the back. And he was, you know, acting like he was feeling through it.
Oh, they did that to my man's. They did that to my man's Ghost.
Cool little boo boo.
They did it to Ghost. They planted that gun in his office.
Oh my God.
Yeah. You know, so like, you know, corruption amongst the police force is real, but you know, I'm not gonna get it because I do have some police officer friends who do tune in. So I'm not gonna get into that.
But, so what?
You know, the gun violence is
they're
definitely
good
a real
cops
thing.
and they're bad cops. Right,
exactly.
They're good cops and then they're bad cops.
Which is why I believe The Wire. Now I know, being that you said that.
Yo, you can't base Baltimore off The Wire, son.
The Wire is real.
It's not.
It's a part of it.
It is. Some of it is
like
reality.
It's like Baltimore.
We wasn't on a block in Fat Albert.
How about we say it like this? The Wire catered to the reality of Baltimore during that time period.
It's not even that time. It's like I said, it still played a part of it. They showed a part of the Baltimore lifestyle. Because it's a whole lot more to Baltimore than
like
the
I said,
Wire.
that time period. True.
I don't know nobody that was trapping in no Fat Albert sweatshirt.
They take them to the tower.
I ain't see it.
Somebody was doing it somewhere.
Niggas had on FUBU before they had on Fat Phone. I don't know.
Where's that building at? Where the towers at?
They tore
That's
them
not
things
McCullough.
down.
That's not McCullough, ain't it?
What towers?
The towers that they had in the show.
Nah.
I know the little, what y'all call the projects.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
Sure, you remember Murphy Homes?
Murphy Holmes, rest in peace to Murphy Holmes.
I know, right? Oh,
AKA
straight
Murder Homes.
throwback. Exactly.
That's what it was called.
They
Murder
had to shut
Homes.
that thing down all the way.
Yeah, it was real down there.
Yeah, you used to go over there, show.
I live around the corner from there. What do you
She used to
mean?
buy her lipstick from down there.
No, I did not.
Her Chinese slippers.
Nothing.
So let me ask you this
Murphy
question,
Homes is
Shaw.
basically it's off of what is that?
Murphy Homes. It's like no.
Martin Luther King Boulevard. You go,
Yeah.
you used to go past Murphy Homes. Is actually a tower. It's like an apartment building,
Mm-hmm.
but it was so much drug activity, killings, prostitution, everything was going on in that one facility, and they tore it down.
Is it just me, or is
It's just you.
anywhere that I've ever been? I swear, these Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, any street or boulevard
Y'all
or
got a Malcolm
anything,
X in New
it's
York?
horrible. Yeah, there's a Malcolm X.
I think almost
Every Martin Luther King or Malcolm X boulevard I've ever been on,
We don't have a Malcolm X
Chicago,
Boulevard.
here,
Philly.
like, Philly, New York,
There's
like
one in
it's
Philly.
horrible.
There's one in Philly.
There's a
They got a
Martin Luther King. They named
I
some
think they got
stuff,
Martin Luther King was almost every single state.
and it's all horrible. I'm
Why?
in Chicago.
But he
it's
was
crazy.
a good guy.
He was a good guy. Not the
But
people
not
who
the
lived there.
people that live on that
Boy,
road.
you said it right now.
It's like, how you serving him justice
a
on
good
what
guy.
he did for us by living like that with a name that's
Nobody-
with a street that's named behind a man that changed it.
That don't
Like I
mean
said,
nothing, though.
people
That's
don't
what I'm
care.
saying.
They don't
How-
care.
why doesn't that
Change
mean
the
anything?
world.
Why
don't-
doesn't that mean anything?
That's my song
I just
right
wanna
there.
know.
And that's the thing that trips me up because when it comes to like certain situations,
MLK in Atlanta is bad too, right,
It's-
Justin? Exactly. It's horrible.
that's what trips me up because certain
But it's
situations,
not bad in Alabama.
especially when it comes to racism,
Alabama's bro.
everybody always want to bring out that whole slavery card, but at the same time we don't appreciate and respect what these public figures in the past like Martin Luther King, Harriet Tubman did for us though. We sit here.
What are you talking about?
I'm speaking in general. No, cause like I said before, like
Man, niggas went from talking about Martin Luther King Boulevard
that's what I'm talking about.
to this nigga
because nobody's appreciating that name.
rewinding it, talking about slavery. Hey, yo, cut your mic
Look.
off, son. Hey, Ty.
Crash.
Hey,
Log
Byron.
Y'all gotta excuse me.
Hey, Byron, throw one of these headsets
I
on.
work
Sit
in
over
an
here,
environment
Byron.
with a bunch of slow. I think they all high right
Crash
now.
is off today.
Leave
real
Crash.
high.
Listen,
Shar
y'all not
is
going to
lit.
gang up on.
Shar is so lit. She speaks completely proper right now, but she's from. Where you say you from again?
I'm from Baltimore.
Hold up, no. What part of Baltimore you from again?
I'm from Baltimore. Well,
See how she says
I'm from Baltimore City.
See, they don't say they say
And
Baltimore.
when I turned 9,
Baltimore.
when I
Even I know
turned
that.
9, my dad and I relocated out to Pikesville, and then I went to college, and then I moved back.
Where you go to
the
college
city.
at?
With an O.
Huh?
Where you go to college to?
I went
Crash
to Bowie State University.
There,
Shout
there
out to
it
my
is.
Bowie
There it
State
is, right there. That
Bulldogs.
explains everything.
Shout out BSU. I'm sorry.
Crash is on 2 strikes. You got one more time to say
Look,
something
first of all,
off. And your mic won't off, Crash. I'm
First
telling
of
you
all,
now.
I'm gonna tell you this.
I'm about to mute this. I'm just
My
gonna
mic is
unplug all this
gold.
shit.
I get no strikes.
I give
see this?
I'm just gonna unplug
I got all this
shit.
right here. I'm just say something else.
Yo. Okay, I'm still live, baby. And we live, baby.
And we live, baby.
What is that
We
doing,
live.
baby?
I
You
cut the
all
main
over
power
the
off.
place. That's what I'm gonna say. You all over the place, baby. What are you doing?
I can't with y'all.
Oh
This
man.
nigga went from Martin Luther King Boulevard to talking about, well, everybody keep talking about slavery. Hey, yeah.
It was
Nobody
about
was talking
respect.
But you
in
know
the
what?
streets.
I'm finding though, a lot of these areas, like we talk about, MLK, Malcolm X, like it's ridden with drugs. But then my question now becomes this: How do you deal with loving someone who's addicted to a drug? Whether it's a family member or somebody you're in love with, how do you deal with somebody who's addicted to something? Because I'm hearing that there's a new strain of heroin that's out that's killing people
It's a new strain of
almost
what?
instantly.
Wait, pause. Wait, don't
Heroin.
say nothing.
No.
It's a new strain of what?
Heroin.
No,
Ain't what you said.
Say the first
What
one.
I say?
you said.
Heroin.
What is that? What is that?
Y'all not gonna try to crack on me.
You had it before? What that
Y'all
be
not
like?
gonna do that. Y'all not gonna do that to me today.
Man, there's probably some
but
crackers out there right
there's
now.
a new
Ooh,
strain of
heroin.
heroin out, and it's killing people instantly. And it's just, it's kind of sad. Like, people rely on these kinds of things. People rely on these drugs to live a normal life. Or not. It's not even normal at that point because you have to rely on something for you to function on a daily basis.
It's the getaway. What if the drug? What if the addiction is not necessary? What if the drug or the addiction or the drug addiction is not necessarily
Troy?
What are you talking about?
Blaine get what I'm saying.
Now, what are you saying?
See, the person who makes the most sense out of all of us, he gets
explain that. No, I need you to clarify what you meant.
But what I'm saying, I said, so what if the drug or the addiction or the drug addiction is not necessarily a drug at all? Like, just like you said, how do we deal with loving somebody who's addicted to
okay. What if they're addicted to something else, like attention?
What if you know somebody that's just addicted to sex?
The sex, shopping, gambling. There's a lot of different ways.
All a drug. Like, how do you
basically? Let's redirect the question.
Let's redirect it now.
Okay, how do you deal with loving someone who's addicted to something? Something negative, not positive, because I can be addicted to kisses. You can't,
kisses can be negative.
It can be annoying. Like, come on, you
man,
kiss
I'm
too
about
much.
to redo this video.
If you're addicted to it,
I want to peek this on my feed. So I'm about to redo this video. Marty, what's going on? The question is, if y'all just tuning in, how do you deal with somebody who's addicted to something? How do you love them through that?
That's a great question.
Whatever it is.
Whatever.
In a negative way.
In a negative way.
Get what I'm saying? Is sex bad? Sex is not bad. It makes you feel
not,
good.
But how you use it could be bad.
Soul.
How you use sex could be bad. If you use sex as a way for you to escape reality in a way.
What if you're addicted to binge eating?
I think.
When you say escape reality, what do you mean by that?
Leaving your body like
I feel an addiction. I feel an addiction is something that people use to fill a void.
Right.
It's you trying to fill something that you have been missing since a kid or whatever, some kind of traumatic experience that happened to you where you feel as though you didn't have enough of it. So you find something in sex that basically fulfills that one thing that you feel like you were missing.
Good comment.
So you're trying to escape away from you missing that by having sex to cover it up or having sex to try to fill that void.
Get that comment real
if
quick?
That makes any sense now.
Cheyenne said, Cheyenne be on the roll. She says, excuse me.
Cheyenne might have a job on the radio show.
Definitely a tough process, but I myself went through that. Alcohol is a drug, and I'm over 7 years sober. Shout outs to you.
Yes.
It takes time, and they have to see more. They have to see more they have to see more in you than you see in yourself.
True.
They also have support groups.
Mm-hmm.
True.
I'm gonna touch on that last.
They don't have support groups for sex, do they?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
they really do.
They got support groups
for
everything.
I just don't
even for iPhone users.
I just don't go to
gambling, everything. Some people find gambling could be an addiction. They spend it,
I mean, to me, anything that you feel like you have to do, but you really don't have to, is an addiction.
No, it's not.
I'm gonna add Crash to the Apple support group.
Well, I get what you're saying. Anything you feel as though you have to stop your normal.
That was 3.
I missed it.
No, like
wait, what was Crash?
Listen to what you
okay,
said.
for example, let's say
no. What did you say first before you get in?
I said, as far as addiction goes, addiction can be anything you feel like you have to do, but you really don't have to do it. It's still an addiction.
How you make this shit right here?
Like this hat right now. Troy doesn't have to wear this hat.
It's not an addiction to wear my hat.
No, listen.
Like he trying to fire shots. Shade King is about to strike. Go ahead. I want to hear this.
Troy does not have to wear this hat every single day on the show. But he feels the need to wear this hat every day on the show.
People in here going.
Okay. So if Troy doesn't have to wear this hat, you don't have to have gray hair.
This is not.
All right, no. Listen, y'all. We're getting away from the topic at hand. Let me give you a little bit of my experiences. I'm gonna give you. This is what I'm gonna need y'all to get it together in here.
Hey, Blaine,
you gotta wear glasses.
What is he talking about? Ty, for real?
My eyes hurt.
Ain't no sun in here. You
it is, man. These lights
I'm wearing glasses. I don't care.
I'm just saying, not to y'all.
Okay.
Nah. Shit, he want to fire shots.
Nah.
Hey, Ty, you gonna come back? All this shit gonna be fucked up. I'm cutting all this shit off.
Man, dick to sleep.
But honestly, like, no, really, how do you deal or how do you cope with somebody who is coping with an addiction? How do you do that?
I mean, it's pretty much like how Cheyenne said. You know, you have to have more love because nobody speaks. I can do that. Anyway.
Okay, so my friend Justin says the definition.
Oh, we can't get through this topic here.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, seriously. My friend Justin says the definition of an addiction is a compulsive engagement in rewarding stimuli despite adverse consequences.
Damn,
Boom.
Justin, why you had to throw the word stimuli in there, man?
Because he's smart as fuck.
I'm like this. He said exactly what I said, but more intelligent.
No, you did not say that, Crush. You did not say that. And compulsive engagement in rewarding stimuli despite adverse consequences. Basically, you doing shit. You're doing something that's giving you a rewarding feeling, but you know that it is adversity all the way around. It's negative. You know that it's negative, and you're doing it so that you can get that rewarding feeling, that rewarding stimuli.
But some people don't
compulsive
negative,
at that, something you cannot. It's a habitual thing.
Oh man. Yo, I'm trying to compose myself so I can speak on this because I got something.
So, how do you cope though? Let's give this scenario to you guys. Okay. I'm gonna give you the. Thank you for the cookie. Anyways, he said you get a cookie. He said you get a cookie now because you got what kind of cookies you got?
You better mail it.
No, but for real, let's say that you guys have been in a relationship with someone. Let's say you've been in a relationship with someone for about 5 years or so, and you notice that she had not had a really good relationship with her mom, right? 2 out of those 3 years, you noticed that her health was declining. You know, she wasn't the same. She was losing a lot of weight. Of course, you're going to ask questions, and she's going to try to cover it up. But what do you do if you're invested in this person, you're looking to build a family with this person, and you're looking to marry them? You love this person to the point where you can't see your life without them, and then they reveal to you that they have been on drugs for the past 2 years. How do you deal with something like that? Where's your mind when someone tells you that? What is the first thing you think of when someone that you love and you want to spend the rest of your life with tells you that they're addicted to a drug? How?
2 things, of course. Don't. So you got the king of Baltimore over here. He up to no good too. Yo, don't try to hide, because that was just that shit.
Come on.
2 things though. Honestly, like when you say, you know, you want to spend the rest of your life with them, that at that point, if you're not already together, if you're not already married in that sense, you have a decision to make at that point. You know what I'm saying? Because when we say we're fully invested, you know what I'm saying? What is the investment? Is it money? Is it time? What is the investment that you made into that person? Because when you're investing real time into a person, there is no, I'm going to back away. I'm going to let you destroy yourself. That doesn't happen. It's not supposed to happen, rather. You know, you have some people that are petty. You have some people who will allow such things to happen and then try to point the finger or say, you know, I told you, like, you could have just did. It's like, do you really love me? Do you really care about me? Do you really care about what I have going on? If I reveal to you something that is, you know, has been on my mind, has been frustrating me all this time, and this is how you respond to it. Like, you know, you're insensitive or you don't really care. You know, so for those who actually have that bond, you're going to seek help for them. You're going to be hurt by it, because when you're connected with somebody in that way, you're supposed to be able to share anything. Right. You know, so in theory, if that person has been basically omitting, which omitting is still lying. I want everybody to understand that. Just because you withhold information doesn't mean that the information ain't important to know. You should probably speak on that shit.
Hold on, let the light-skinned one to speak that again. Say that again, brother.
The light-skinned one. Oh, my God.
Damn. That was deep. Damn. Oh.
So I will... Yo. Am I the only one? People. Wow.
Libras think alike.
Wow.
Yes, high five.
Damn.
Go ahead, Craig. I mean, Blaine.
And then you call me Crash on top of that.
This ain't gonna
work. Omitting is still lying. For those out there who have been misinformed, it's still lying to somebody, because you have the ability to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth. People actually would rather you hurt them and tell them the truth, rather than you sitting there and, you know, withholding something that could potentially destroy them or destroy you or destroy your relationship in the end. So be honest, you know what I'm saying? So that person's going to be hurt. I know I would be hurt if you omit information from me or if you don't tell me something like that. But then after that goes out the window. I could deal with that later. The fact of the matter is the immediate problem is you need help. Mm-hmm. So what do we do? Where do we go? You know what I'm saying?
I'm about to get tired on this call.
Actually, let me get into this. My friend Justin says therapy. You work with them, show them that they aren't alone psychologically. And he also says not everyone leans on God. Does she have God in her life? Right. You need to lean on someone. And he also says it depends on how stable and strong you are before you help anybody.
Right. Mm-hmm. That's the key. Like, you have to be in a position to help somebody. And so a lot of people run from helping people because they don't feel like they're strong enough to help. They're mentally not capable of taking or getting outside of themselves, putting themselves outside of the situation, and actually helping somebody just simply off the strength that it's a human being. Mm-hmm. You know, we don't want to, you know, put ourselves beneath anybody. It's too much for us to just go down and reach down and pull somebody up. It's too much. And I say we because that's a community thing. It's a world thing nowadays. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So you get that person the help they need. Like, and you might need that help too, because in you taking them to get help, you're helping yourself. So
I'm about to try something on the fly real quick.
Oh shit!
I'm about to try something on the
fly.
You know,
last time you tried something.
Now listen, I want to hear from some live guests.
He wore that outfit.
I want us to hear from some live guests in regards to dealing with addiction. So I'm just tapping. Hey Cheyenne, I know you're watching this right now. Go in and accept it. I want people to give their live ways of dealing with addiction. If we can make this possible. If not, hey. But loving somebody through an addiction, man, it definitely it's going to take a lot of energy. It takes a lot of effort because not only do you have to care for somebody else, just yourself, mm-hmm. but you have to really care for somebody overly outside of yourself. You get what I'm saying?
You have to be able to care for someone as the human being that they are. You have to be able to love people as the human beings that they are. Meaning you're giving yourself not because you yourself love them for the way you do, but for the humanity of that person, to make sure that they are okay at the end of the day. It doesn't matter where you stand with that person as long as they're getting that help that they need.
Right.
Whether you are there or not. That's the way I see it. Like, I'm, not to really put, a lot of my stuff out there, but I can actually speak on, that actually occurring in my family. That has actually happened. And, just to see someone love someone so much and dealing with an addiction, it breaks that person down because they remember that person as being strong, mm-hmm. lively, actually being independent without having to do anything for them to feel they have to depend on something else, such as a drug. Right. That can really tear somebody down. That can make them feel like they failed somewhere. Mm-hmm. Like they couldn't save them from that. They couldn't save them from the hurt that could have caused them to want to rely on a drug. I've seen that, and it's heartbreaking to see that person was once stronger. And then it's like, I've had conversations with people. They say, I see my dad every day, but he doesn't know it's me. And he's like, he's one of the crackheads you see in the corner leaning off. And he doesn't even remember him. Can't even speak.
What does leaning off mean?
You don't know what the crack.
It's called show him.
Crash is going to show the crackhead lean.
Slide back.
Now, first of all, in order to do this takes a lot of skill. Okay.
No, that sounds like
skill.
Hold on, wait. I got
skill. Everybody do this.
Hold on. No, everybody.
You gotta be from Baltimore.
You gotta stand up and show them.
You got see if you're from Baltimore, you would be able to see this. This is exactly how they are when they're on the street. Yep. You gotta do. Yep. That's exactly what it is. And they don't never go all the way down. They always come back up. They never go. Oh, there you go, going down again. Yep.
Yeah. That's why you can't take this man nowhere.
That's exactly what it is, though. He's dead on. He is dead on. You know it, Justin.
Hey, look,
you know that he's dead on with that.
Y'all hating now. Wait till that check come.
I have a comment. So it's from Ashley. So she said, been there, done that with my cousin. Pulled him out of his car, high off PCP, took him to the hospital and put him in rehab. Yeah. He tried to relapse and instead called me and I talked him down. I got him into a program that helps with work and family so long as he stays clean, and it's been 3 years.
Exactly. You know and it also goes into if that person wants to help themselves. Mm-hmm. If they don't want to help themselves, then what do? You got to let it go. You have to let that person go because there's nothing you can do beyond that point. You try to get this person help. They accept the help for a certain period of time, or they just, I don't have a problem. I don't know why you need to tell me how to live. That actually happens. But when that gets to that point where they don't want to help themselves for themselves, not even for you or their family, that's toxic. You have to walk away.
Man, it gets real crazy, man. It really does get crazy. Like, an addiction. A lot of times, sometimes you can't even really see what the addiction is with people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they mask it.
Yeah,
they're good at that.
We mask it. Like I lost a cousin last year. Who everybody said they got their social things that they do. It's social. It's not a habit, but it's still an addiction if you overly do it within that one time. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? If you think that you got it under wraps, see that's how the mind will trick you. Believe that you have it all under control. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? But you really don't. And I lost a cousin last year to an overdose.
I'm sorry.
Same age. You get what I'm saying? Same age, man. And we just went to a funeral, our uncle's funeral, the day before that. You get what I'm saying? So to get that call, like that really hurt, and it really was unbelievable. Like that's why me personally, I don't tap into any drugs. I get it. How people say, it makes them feel good and things like everybody has their own preference or what it is, but I look at each and every one of those different preferences and I realize somebody in my life, somebody in my personal family who have, whether it was alcohol. I remember a neighbor who lived next door to my grandmother's house. We used to always run back full jump across on the porch, but she was a drunkard. You know what I'm saying? And, she died due to, liver issues from drinking. She died in her sleep.
But then sometimes your addiction isn't anything tangible at all. Like my friend Justin says, he says, my addiction is my happiness used to come from feeling accepted by others. How I got better, realized that the true person and king I am, grew closer to God and changed my focus to only me. I decided to be strong for me instead of everyone else. In order for me to fully love and cherish a future spouse, I must love and cherish me. I want my future kids to see daddy and grow to love themselves as I love me. Got to be the best example for the kids. So his addiction was feeling accepted by other people. Mm-hmm. Feeling like, if I wasn't accepted or if this person didn't approve of me and what I am, then I would basically crash and burn. It's something about me that's wrong for them to not like me, so I'm going to tear myself apart. And it's self-destruction. That's basically what the addiction is. It leads to self-destruction. Mm-hmm. So in that case, thank you for your feedback on that, Justin. That's deep.
Thank you for that.
That's
deep.
Definitely
got comments rolling in from everywhere.
I just commented too.
Yeah, I got this long one just now.
I got a couple of them.
She just like, what I'm saying? I see everybody.
Say yours and I'm getting into ties.
Yeah.
She wrote a novel.
Ashley followed up and she was saying, they either want it or they don't. As far as like the help, they either want it or they don't. If they do, they will change and save the relationships of those who care for them. Other times, you have to walk away, and it hurts, but staying around toxic people who won't change can bring you down. And the key with that is, like, you run into that a lot with family members. Like, at the end of the day, for instance, you got siblings. Like, you know what I'm saying? Your siblings, it's really hard when you know that they are going through things and they have an addiction. If it's, like, an actual addiction to, like, a drug or something like that, it's hard to kind of, like, tell them, hey, you need to get your shit together.
Right. They don't think they have a problem.
Take them somewhere to help themselves when at the end of the day, they know they have something to fall back on, and that's a family. Like, sometimes you got to take that away from them because when you enable people to feel like they have something to fall back on, sometimes they just need to hit rock bottom. Mm-hmm. You have to let them do that.
Exactly.
To understand that I'm not in support of you destroying yourself. Mm-hmm. And be adamant about that and be headstrong about that. Not like, oh, well, I'm going to just take you in one night because I can't stand to see you out there like that. You put yourself out there like that. Uh-huh. Nobody made you go out there and stick a needle or
and this is why I said you got to walk away sometimes.
Nobody made you do that. You did that to yourself. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, the onus falls on that individual to make the changes necessary to come back to, society as a changed person. So, definitely thank you for that, Ashley.
Yeah, Ty's comment was dealing. She said, I think to sound so messed up. My mother was on drugs 11 years of my life, and as a child, I had no choice but to be there for her. I was a child, and that was my mother. I didn't love her any less, but I knew she had to have the willpower to want to help herself.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, 2 years later, she just called it quits because she didn't want to lose her kids.
There you go. It takes that motivation for you to want to leave or quit.
That, some people got the mindset to get themselves together. Some people need help, and then some people you just gotta go downright do it. Like you gotta push them to their low point where it's like, hey, I feel like right now the best place for you to do is to be locked up. Because that's the only way you want to detox.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like that withdrawal stage. Have you ever seen a person on drugs and go through the withdrawal?
Oh, that's the worst.
That is the worst.
They're throwing up and all kinds of other stuff. It's not even just on drugs either. It's other places.
That is the worst.
When someone is withdrawing from alcohol, they tend to become more irritable. They tend to lash out quicker. Right. When people tend to withdraw from shopping, like if they have like an addiction and spending money or gambling, they tend to shut down. Like they go into a deep mode of depression where they close everybody out, and they nearly want to jump off of a building. There's many different ways of withdrawal, happening when it comes to an addiction. Doesn't matter what it is, and it's painful every way to see, especially when it's someone you love. It's painful.
Definitely, it's crazy. It just makes you think, like, if you put yourself in their shoes, like, you know what I'm saying, which I would never like to do. I'm very empathetic. I have no sympathy for these individuals, but I'm very empathetic as to what it is.
This comment popped in just when you said that too. But go ahead.
I'm very, very empathetic to what it is that they go through. I may not know what it feels like to, be in those types of positions. Maybe that's a strong mind. Maybe it's because I have things that they don't have, or maybe it's just because I just don't see myself doing those things, so I don't put myself around that type of stuff. Whatever the case may be, I would never look down on that person, because at the end of the day, at one point in time, they were good. They were straight. So the question will always be, what will you do to put that person back on the right path? And a lot of people turn a blind eye to it, and that's why society is fucked up as a whole.
Yeah. Cheyenne has said, like, it's crazy when you said, I have no sympathy. Like, as soon as you said no sympathy,
I don't have no sympathy.
Popped up, she was like, I hear what they're saying, but you would truly have to experience it to understand drug addicts aren't really bad people.
They're not.
Most of the time, they want to change, and some have willpower and some don't. And I can attest to that. You get what I'm saying? It all starts with these social things. You know what I'm saying? Like, we really don't know what the turning point is in a lot of people's lives for them to feel like, I gotta go this route. Because a lot of people use it as a coping measure. You get what I'm saying? Like, now, I've tried cocaine one time.
I don't want to hear that. First of all, what you're not gonna do is bring discredit upon No Sugar with your activities outside. See, I'm gonna turn the camera to him. I do not support cocaine.
Listen.
Is this really No Sugar radio?
I thought it was
not
salt.
the sugar
I didn't
we
know
use.
what it was. They told me to smell it. I thought it was
Booger Sugar radio.
Salt. Didn't know what it was. Told me to smell it.
No, I want to know. We gonna talk about that. I want to know what your experience was. I wonder.
I'm not gonna put some names out there because if I do, then you'll know who I'm talking about.
Okay.
Here we go.
Don't do it though.
A particular person that we all know, she had it. You know what I'm saying? And we were in a particular setting that we all know. And
I don't know who we are.
Shut up, like. No, so we were just laughing. Like, I don't even know how the conversation came about. She just, we just talking, and she just whipped out her wallet. Like, she just whipped out her wallet. Like, we was in the kitchen cooking chicken. Like, real.
Y'all was in the water whipping.
Not that kind of chicken, but we was like really frying chicken though. And then she just whipped out her wallet. I'm like, oh, you got a flour in your wallet? And she's like, oh no. And took her card out and just started. And I'm like,
oh my god.
It caught me off guard. It caught me by surprise. You know what I'm saying? So she was like yeah. She was like, I'm like, yo, how often do you do this? She was like, yo, I do it all the time. Like, I do it on weekends. Now she's very attractive. Now, if I describe too much, Blaine will catch it. Crash will catch it, but Blaine will catch it. She's very attractive, beautiful. Think as I don't know what. And she says she does it to make her feel pretty.
I would have never thought.
And I'm like, yo, like,
what?
You are what a lot of people aspire to be on Instagram. You get what I'm saying? Like, how women want to do these type of poses and things like that. So she did it, and she was like, oh, Troy, you want to do it? You want to do it? And I was like, nah. So, like, I didn't do a line. No.
Oh my god.
I didn't do a line. You know, I did what they call, the dealer test.
I don't know what the dealer test is.
Drugs on drugs.
Nah, it was
perfect. Yes.
Nah, seriously. No. All jokes aside, though, I did try it because I'm the type of person. I will probably try, some things.
So you're trisexual.
I'm glad
y'all this episode. What is with y'all today?
Cut that nigga's mic off right
I need to know what is going on with y'all. I'm turning the camera back to Blaine. What is a trisexual?
I'm not encouraging and condoning it.
What is
that?
I'm
saying? But like me personally, in that moment, I was like, yo, what is it about this particular drug that really has people like really Lollapalooza all about it? Like, so like it was only like a fingerprint, and so I was like, yo. I just kept looking at it like, I'm not sniffing this shit. I'm not. So she was like, she started reminding me of different movies. They did it in this movie, and I was like, nah. So I was like, all right, just rubbing on my gums.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, now if it had that effect of just rubbing it on your gums, never ever in my life would I snort that and put that on my brain. Never. Anybody ever had Orgel?
What is that?
Orgel, yeah.
You ever had a
Orgel? Yeah.
The little stuff that you put
on your teeth.
So the moment that, first of all, I was like, I just licked it like, all right, because I seen.
What did it taste like?
Hold up, time out.
You didn't have a childhood for me to say this.
I do.
You're very interested in this topic.
I want to know. Char. What did it taste like? Did it taste sugar? Was it sweet?
You are very interested in this topic.
Was it sweet tasting?
Nah, cocaine is not sweet at all.
What did it taste like?
It's like it's a very dry,
Is it bitter?
It's bitter, but it's not bitter in a good way.
It's bitter like if you put batteries in your mouth or something.
Hold up.
What kind of bitter are we talking? What kind of bitter is this?
Kids, don't say ill when I say this.
I'm not going to say ill.
Battery acid.
Digging your ear? Yeah, earwax.
So it's like a dry earwax type thing, but it's like a but like the content of it, it's like flour sort of.
Okay.
So it was like very like powder.
Fine.
So I was like, all right. And I tasted it. I was like, damn. It's like, it make your face fine because you're not used to that kind of taste. You can't really describe it. So it was just on my finger, and I had on all black that particular day. Like I wear black a lot, so I was like, yo, I am not about to snort this. So I'm about to wipe it off. She's like, no, don't waste my coat. You better use it.
Oh my God.
I felt like I worked for her. I was like, I'm not gonna waste it. You know what I'm saying? So she was like, well, I said, I just don't know how to get it off my finger right now. That's all. She was like, well, snort. I said, I'm not snorting. She said, well, just put it on your gums. I was like, well, yeah, that's an idea. And I just went like this. The moment I did it, yo, I'm sitting there, I'm like, drooling. I'm like, the fuck? Fucking drooling. Yo, my mouth, like, it's really a very intense, numbing sensation.
Oh, like so when you go to the dentist and they shoot a needle in your mouth and your lip be dropping?
I never had that. I never had that. But, yeah, like, so when I, in that moment, when I did it, I just had a reflection of everybody I've seen that ever lean, ever nut. I'm like, yo, when they say, crackheads got a lot of strength, you really cannot feel a lot of stuff.
Oh, wow.
Like I'm sitting there, I'm like, yo, I really cannot feel none of that.
Oh, wow.
Because I licked it, like, this part of my tongue was numb. I mean, it wore off, but it was like very strong origin. And I'm sitting there like, yo, if it has that effect just by tasting it or putting it on your gums, yo, imagine when people are doing whole lines. Like, yo, you can't feel that. Like, it goes straight to your brain. It just numbs everything. Like, and that's why people say that they got to get back to that high. They got to chase the high because they don't want to feel anything. That not feeling shit is true. Like, that shit is no joke. Phone died?
Yo, that's crazy. No, her phone died. Yeah, mine good.
But I was like, nah, I wouldn't experience with that. You get what I'm saying? I wouldn't experience with that.
And you felt numb the whole time? Like, you felt like nothing could...
No, it only felt numb because I only had like a fingerprint size. Where for it?
Mm-hmm.
Need what you need? Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, tried it. It just made the mouth numb and everything like that or whatever. But like I know if I would have did a lot more.
There's no time. But you know what? Yeah, it's funny how they say that when they snort coke or do drugs like that, it makes them more creative. And I'm like, are you even able to think like at all when you're on something like that?
Some people are. Yeah, that's
Now you go ahead, because we still gotta get that under wraps.
Yeah, I just wonder.
Like, it's scary, man. That's a I don't know.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Yo, cocaine is a hell of a drug, man. So like, I am so.
Shout out to Quincy Doobie.
I don't knock. Well, I can't say I don't knock.
Man.
Like, I really feel for a lot of people who really find themselves addicted to weed and things like that, because you know weed is only the gateway for little things. You get what I'm saying? But it's going to come a matter of time when people want to experience with something stronger. Like, you ever heard? No, it was something called the polio. You familiar with the polio? Anybody know what the polio is?
Well, I know what the polio vaccine is.
No, nigga, no.
I'm just saying I know what that is. I don't know.
We know Blaine been around the world. We know.
I don't know about that.
But nah, it's basically when you lace your weed. You get what I'm saying? You know, I know some guys who sprinkle angel dust in their blunts. You know,
this is why you don't smoke with everybody, because you don't know what they're doing.
Fuck that.
This is why you don't know.
Pretend like it's a Molly before I do it.
You just can't.
You can't make.
I see. No, for real. Let me tell you something though, Molly. Listen, hold on. Since we talking about drugs, we gotta wrap this up real quick. Mm-hmm. But you know, real quick, I seen somebody pop Molly before, and it did not look good on the outside. I'm like, are you listening to music somewhere? Like, this person was really like getting it. And I'm like, it's dead as quiet in here.
In La La Land, you listen to everything.
Where the hell you getting music from?
Man.
Up and away.
Where's the music coming from? And he was getting it, like going off. Like, I'm like, okay.
Give me 1 sec.
So, yeah, I just wanted to know, like, how would you deal with somebody that you love that has like an addiction, you know, a drug addiction? But you guys had a lot of good input on that, you know, just wondering, because that could be tough. You know, you're seeing this person a certain way all this time, and then they relying on something that is helping them or declining their health in a form, and they feel like they have to rely on that. They have to have it in order for them to feel like a human being or somebody that, you know, could walk this earth. And some people, they take that withdrawal to the next level, and they just feel like they're nothing without it, and they want to go on the deep end, and it's just crazy.
Yeah, overall, you definitely gotta have patience, though.
Yeah,
dealing with this situation like that.
That shit just
yeah, my thing is,
what we looking like on the track, son? I'm trying to figure it out.
On the track?
Yeah, I want a track.
Let's
right now.
Oh, we did the playlist, but y'all got a special request?
I don't know.
Any special requests for music? You guys can drop it right in this comment box right below.
Boo! Nobody's gonna request music.
Hey, yo.
No.
Niggas be hating, yo.
That's okay. I got that. That's okay. It's cool.
Yo,
I got you.
We need a. No, don't worry.
What's going on, Mr. Klepper?
But yeah, man. Anybody out there listening, man, if y'all ever do drugs, don't do drugs. Think about doing drugs.
Drugs are bad, okay?
Don't even go pick up y'all prescription from
Don't sip lean.
Y'all remember that commercial back in the day where they used to be like, "This is your brain on drugs," and they showed
and they had the egg. Yeah, this is your brain on drugs.
Yo, that was before your time, though, man.
No, them smoking, them cigarette commercials used to scare the shit out of me.
Sponge?
The
black sponge?
No, the lady was like, I am the talk like this all the time. She had the little thing on her neck, and another lady, she took out her mouth, like her teeth, her hair, everything. She did not look the same anymore. Like, cigarettes will really mess you up.
Somebody said, "Can I listen to some Peso?"
Peso.
Let's pull up Peso.
We
Peso
doing
the Mafia.
Yep.
Oh yeah. You said still weed is not what?
You said stale weed.
Still weed is not a gateway drug.
Still weed. What is?
No, he's saying weed is still not a gateway.
It's not. It's not.
Not in 2017. It's not.
Whoever told you that,
it's just people that want that extra.
And in fact, it can actually help a lot of people. It heals.
They just want to go that extra mile.
So look, y'all, we about to cut into this next break. We got a special request. I mean, shout out to Baltimore Zone, from Peso the Mafia. About to get into it. This is actually. I'm sorry, I got the camera all over here. Sorry, y'all. This is actually my song. I like this song. This is like my theme song. I be feeling like Money Man. You feel me? So we about to get into it. Y'all now watching No Sugar Radio. Money Man, let's get it.
No Sugar Radio. Oh my God.
Wow. Hey, no, I ain't asked me. Ain't a blow your hand. Talking about taking them trips. Talking about I'm trying to stay here rich. I feel like Money Man. I did the money there. No, I ain't asked for it. Me and the blow, we gon' hand. Talking about taking them trips. Taking these trips, risking our life. Nigga, tell me, is you really with it? Hey, who is these niggas say they try out me? Tell me why these niggas gotta hate on the team. FNS 9, she gon' make a nigga scream. Ran down, man down, hit him up, nigga sleep, goddamn. Feel like a nigga money man. No, I ain't asked for this shit. Moved dummy home, got us back on our shit. Taking them trips and get back to the. And we never slippin', nigga, you know we stay with him. I peep him too late, bet my dummy gon' hit him. Bet my dummy gon' hit him. I peep him too late, bet my dummy gon' hit him. Money man, I do the money dance. No, I ain't asked for it. Ain't the plug, we gon' hit it. Talking about taking them trips. Talking about making them flips. Talking about throwing them guns. So I'm trying to stay and get rich. Whoa, I feel like money man. I do the money dance. No, I ain't asked for it. Ain't the plug, we gon' hit it. Talking about taking them trips. Talking about making them flips. Talking about throwing them guns. So I'm trying to stay and get rich. Whoa.
Peso gang, y'all. If anybody got that IG, please drop it for me.
Tuning back in to No Sugar Radio. And we're getting ready to wrap up this episode.
You ready to wrap up this episode?
Yeah, so
Damn, what time is
we
it?
talked about a lot of.
Nah, we ain't about to wrap up this episode yet.
We not.
No, don't be pump faking for the audience.
No, I love
We still got a whole hour.
Yo, she's trying to get out of here.
What you got playing?
Where you going? What you about to do? She about to try one of them lines.
I don't look. I ain't going to fake. I need a nap,
She
y'all.
about to try one of
Seriously.
them sugar boogers.
No, thank you. You can keep. You know what? Speaking on that, you know what? We are talking. Since we're talking about our experiences when it comes to drugs.
Oh shit.
No, we're not talking about
We're
our
gonna talk
experience.
about. Yeah, I listen. It's
Don't
the
do
truth.
drugs.
Yes, you will learn not to do drugs. You know, knowing a friend who, you know, I went to a party with, and she was given a cup of what we call is lean, which is codeine, you know, Jolly Ranchers, Sprite. She said her sensation was like she felt like everything was slowing down. Everything around her slowed down. She couldn't stand because she felt like her world was kind of like becoming like liquid. She felt. She said everything was just slowing down. And she felt like she was getting ready to fall. Like every time she stood up, she was like slowly leaning over.
It's a downer.
I feel like Usher. I got a lot of confessions over
here.
here.
Let's hear this. Cause I just y'all ain't peeped that probably.
Peep what?
I've
Said it again.
experienced with lean once.
Say it how you said it before.
What?
Let me do
Let
chopped
me
and screw.
talk about no lean and see. I don't want to really talk about it. I mean, I do,
You do.
but I don't because I don't want to feel like I'm condoning it.
It's not
But you're not
condoned
doing
at
it no
all.
more, though.
But you're
But
gonna
I've done
educate the people who have not used it and to show them
Now-
that it is not what they think it is.
Right. So in a time frame that I've done it, this is when I was going through a divorce, and then my ministry had failed, and this is actually when my group and everybody broke up, and I lost my job.
Oh,
so I was
wow.
like, yeah, like it was man.
You hit rock bottom
That-
for real.
What?
For real.
Like yeah. So my family had me on suicide watch. Like it was really that bad. It was really that bad. This was about 3 years ago, and my cousin, you know, me and him real close. He flew out here from Vegas, and you know, we linked up with a few dudes. When I started doing music, you know, we were in the studio. And we would lock ourselves in there and just like that point. Everybody had a lot of hatred inside of us at that particular time because it was like what hit me hit all of them, and it wasn't like my issues, but every last one of us was going through a situation financially, like some of them had to move back home. Like it was crazy. So we were all like in a place of hatred. So, you know, we was in the studio one day and you know, we decided to, you know, hey, we're gonna get some lean, man. You know, we're just gonna lock in. We're just gonna be creative. Hey man, look, I'm gonna tell you, like when you from the streets and you're around people, you know, and you know stuff, whatever, any suggestion sounds like a good idea when you really just don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like lean was the choice. So like, all right, we just gonna get some lean. They smoke, I didn't. Get what I'm saying? Like, I have asthma. I'm not smoking. But nah, you know, so, you know, we got some lean and we split it. You know, we had a Sprite bottle. You know, we poured it in there, whatever. And the amount that we had was only about like this much. You get what I'm saying? But we mixed it in the Sprite. So
did they drop a Jolly Rancher in there?
Nah, we ain't do all that sweet shit. No, so we had that. We mixed it in. What's the name? But we were already drinking heavy as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So when you're doing lean, like it's a suppressor. It's a muscle relaxer.
Yep.
And we went in there. When I tell you, like shit just became zombified.
Yeah.
Like we sat there, so we was taking it. So these two, they sat on the couch and they sit there smoking. They was talking. Like the way that we fell asleep was the way that we woke up. But the thing is, I had a female with me at the time who was coming to the studio and chill with us, whatever. But I still had to go drive 20 minutes to take her back home.
Oh Lord!
After we were already doing it, so it got to the point where I fell asleep, and I'm like, yo, and she's like, yo, you gonna take me home? I'm like, I was so sluggish.
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, it slows down the world around you apparently.
And I was more afraid that I had to take her back home. So I was like, I'd never been under the influence like this ever in my life. Mm-hmm. I mean, like I smoked weed one time, but when I did it, I didn't get high. I don't know if I was either high or it was because
you had that Reggie. That's why.
Nah, but Shaw grows weed, y'all. Just to let y'all know.
No, she does not. Don't do that. Have police knock on my door.
Like yo, they fell asleep like this, side to side. Cups was locked in their hands. Like it was locked. Like probably shit didn't fall over and spill. That was the way that they woke up 8 hours later.
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
I mean, but I was driving and I remember falling asleep at the red light, and she kept on tapping like if it wasn't for her, like I probably would have gotten a real bad.
And you fall asleep anyway.
And I had to drive out the county.
That's
like,
crazy.
Shut up. But like, yo, that lean ain't no joke.
No, for real. No, seriously. You ever notice in Power when they gave Tariq
lean? Shout out to my man Tariq who got addiction. If you need help, just call the studio. We got young mentors. You can sit here with Byron. You know, you take pictures, do something in your spare time. You know, just got to get my man Tariq some help.
Yes,
you know?
we need him. We need him to come in here.
Yeah,
you know, with the
Ghost
consent of Ghost. Yeah, he has. Him and his wife. Yeah, Tasha. I'm disappointed in her. I'm so disappointed in her. You just gave it up to the lawyer like it was nothing.
We're not even talking about Tasha. We talking about lean.
We're talking about all of these things that are leading into why Ghost's life is falling apart, Troy.
Why do people take Power so seriously?
Listen, if you watch the show, you would understand it. Yes, you will understand.
No, people really take Power to the heart. Like people getting bleeding off of Facebook
just like
pages.
It's just like you take your celebrity, a favorite celebrity.
I don't take celebrities to the heart.
No, really though, I just love the show. I'm just a big fan of the show, but you know, did you notice that when they gave Tariq lean, that he will always fall asleep? Like, always. And he did it basically to keep him where he was at. So he didn't have a reason to leave, because he would wake up where he's at.
Keep him trapped in the hood.
Exactly, to keep him trapped where Kanan was.
Get all that.
And even at that time when Jukebox kidnapped him, she gave him lean, and he fell asleep. And he became, you know, reliant on it.
Speaking of, you know, addictions, I have
an addiction?
No, I really don't. But I have an ex-Marine. You know, he's retired, and you know, to me, I take my Marine serious. Like any Marine that I've ever taken care of at one point in time in my career, I take it serious because I know what that struggle is like. Being a Marine in the States and being a Marine out in country, it's different. So you know, he was basically speaking on his story, and he's like, you know, I could have been hooked on drugs. You know, he was wounded in 2005. His name is Carl Klepper.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he was wounded in 2005, and he was maintained with morphine and oxy.
Mm.
And as we know, those two drugs is the things that you see nowadays on the street. It's not just in the hospital anymore.
It's named something different.
It has a different name, it has a different style, but it's utilized. Mind you, this man has been, you know, through 11 surgeries.
Mm.
So it's just like, you know, at some point you have to be on these drugs because the kind of pain that comes with these different surgeries and coming from war and different things that they go through, you know. And it's like he was released to the new Wounded Warrior Barracks, which is a place where they house all of the wounded, you know, Marines or soldiers, whatever. That's where they put them all. And in there, you get to see these other people who come back from war that are on scheduled medications, and you see what it does to them. It destroys a lot of them. It destroys their career because they need it. It becomes so bad of an addiction that it literally takes them out of the fight because they can't push past it. You know what I'm saying? And you know, he said that he made the decision to get past it. You know, stop doing the medications and just fight through it. And a lot of people don't have that willpower to just say no. Like, I guarantee you it's hard as hell to go cold turkey.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm sure.
I guarantee it's probably hard as hell. But when you got the will and you have people that are around you, or you got people that are watching you, looking to you as to be that mentor, that, you know, that person, you know, you have to do something. And so, you know, shout out to him, you know, because that was a big deal back then. I was a younger sailor. I didn't know any better, but it was people like him who taught me how important dealing with, you know, Marines with injuries, you know, how important that is, and following up with them on the back end, you know, when I was a younger sailor. And now I'm here today working in a clinic where I take care of sailors and other, you know, service members, and it clicks in my head when I hear those types of things. So I definitely appreciate it.
Of course, definitely.
Thank you for that little snippet.
You know,
that's crazy.
It's
man.
real, man. It's real. Like a lot of those people that you see outside, like it bothers me most in Baltimore, because when you see the homeless people, a lot of them are veterans, and it kills me to see veterans out on the street. But a lot of them have addictions too, and it's a lot of times it's something that carried over from them being in the service, and they never got it addressed. And so, you know, it is what it is when it comes to that, man. It's sad. It's
so
sad.
Then now the question turns into this: what would you in turn do if you found you were addicted to drugs? Like,
first of all,
well, not finding, but if you became addicted to a drug, something like that you weren't even, you didn't. What's the word? You were. Let's say you were a wounded soldier, like you said, you were in the hospital, and they gave you
a wounded soldier.
Okay. A wounded sailor, rather. Okay, let's say that you were a wounded sailor, and you know you had like an accident or injury or something, and they put you on a drug for, God forbid, yes, God forbid that, and they put you on a drug for, you know, you to maintain when it came to your pain levels, and you were addicted to that. How would you deal with that?
Well,
as a person,
for me, being that I worked in a hospital before, I did that for 2 years. So seeing that up close and personal, being like very intimate and dealing with medications with, you know, different people, even, you know, regular people, seeing how that affects people, knowing these medications, for one, if I don't need it, and I know that I don't need it, I know my pain tolerance. Everybody knows their pain tolerance. Some people just take medications because it's there and it's readily available, and the doctor's going to sign it off. Sometimes you don't need that stuff. It's just the name. They want the name. They don't want the actual. They don't know what comes with taking medications. You could give them all the patient education in the world, and they still don't know.
No, exactly. And
you know what I'm saying?
That ties into, you know, my own experience. One of my friends, Latae, she has sickle cell, and I stayed with her for a week in the hospital to, you know, basically help take care of her, because, you know, the nurses in that wing weren't really as attentive. So I basically became her nurse. So, you know, I've seen how when she went through her moments of crises, and it were late at night, 2-3 a.m., and it would last for almost, say an hour and a half or two. It was in her foot, and it kept twisting and twisting, and it seemed like it was going to break. So what they tried to do was, they gave her the PCP pump, or the PC pump, that was connected to her IV for her to get that pain medication, and then she would go to sleep. But then one day they decided, we're going to take it down a notch because we don't want you to become dependent on this drug. But it got so bad for her. Like, I had never seen her in so much pain. It hurt me to see it. She was screaming, you know, she couldn't do anything. She's sweating at the top of her lungs. She's crying, like, God help me. Like, she did not know she can't control it. It's sickle cell. So, you know, they gave her Valium, and the moment that they gave her that really broke my heart, because it's like they had to basically tranquilize her in a way. Like, she fell asleep almost instantly after they gave her that Valium. And then her eyes rolled in the back of her head and she went to sleep. Like, it just to see that, you know, I worry about drugs. I worry about the things that are in them and how they're really helping. Yes, it's you know, helping the pain subside for a while, but what is it really doing to your body? What is it really doing?
That's another topic for another day.
Yeah. Yes. It's interesting to see and know that.
Don't sign up for that class. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, but, you know, for you to deal with, even these blood pressure pills, all kinds of stuff. And then next thing you know, you said commercial, if you or a loved one has been taken, it's like, what the hell? Like, what is in this stuff?
Me and my loved one was taken.
We about to get lawyers for this. About to get some money.
That's why I don't trust
some shmoney.
That's why I don't trust any of those damn commercials that come across.
Pills, but do y'all read the fine print though?
At the bottom, right?
I don't read the fine print because they say it so
all
fast.
The side effects.
Check with your doctor.
Do you remember back in the day when the fine print you could see it? Now they don't even have the fine print. They tell you the side effects up front. They don't even tell anymore.
This may cause liver disease, cancer, amnesia,
and sudden death.
I'm like, God damn! Why do I want this?
If you would like to know if this product is good for you, please seek your provider to see if this is going to work.
They might as well say that with coke and heroin and all that stuff. 'Cause it does the same thing. That's all it is.
Only difference is Coke might be
Coke
a mixture
is being
of
sold
a
on the
things.
street, and these are coming from pharmacists. That's the only thing.
Well, heroin, I call that a junk drug.
What you call
because
it?
Because a junk drug.
No, what you say with the word?
Heroin is a junk drug. Y'all kidding them?
Why is it a junk drug to you?
It seems like they put everything together in one. It's more than just. When people think heroin, they think it's one drug. It's more than just one drug. It's a mixture of drugs.
Sure,
the same thing.
You know that?
Same thing with crack. I think that it's all.
Do you know,
this is a known fact. Did y'all ever take DARE as a kid in school?
Are made.
Did y'all ever do the DARE program?
I had the posters, but I ain't never take the program.
Y'all didn't have the DARE person come to y'all school? Yeah, it's a no. And same thing with cigarettes. They put everything in cigarettes too.
Yeah.
What did DARE stand for again? Drugs, alcohol, recovery,
and
association. Say no.
What? Oh my gosh. You said East.
You gotta make the E work.
They do it all the time in the songs.
But no, I never took any of those drug programs, man. But hey, shout out Janine. Janine, I'm just reading this comment. It's from it's actually a post-dated comment, but she said it's totally disrespectful of how our vets were treated. So I guess this was in response to what you had said earlier, Blaine.
Yeah.
My thing was over.
It definitely.
She said education. The E probably stands for education.
It probably does. I wouldn't be surprised.
Akil said vegetables are the best medicine.
They are actually. They are.
I don't eat vegetables.
You gotta grow your
Get
own.
yourself a nice rutabaga.
Oh, what?
Rutabaga.
Hey, yeah, mute her mic.
I heard rutabaga is actually pretty good.
What is a rutabaga?
Rutabaga is like
it looks like a beet.
It's like a. It's
it
more
looks
like a
beet.
sweet potato.
It looks like a beet to me though.
It's more like a sweet potato. They can use it to make like a sweet potato like mash.
Squash.
It's
Thank you,
good.
Dominique.
Man, nothing is safe
Definitely
anymore.
pretty good.
Drug abuse
Kale.
resistance education.
There it is.
Okay.
There it is. That's
Look,
it. That's
there's
it.
always
Oh,
one.
Ty said hashtag Dumbo. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody just
Are you
Googled the
dumb?
answer.
Get the
Shout
fuck
out to
outta
everybody
here.
just Googled the answer. Acting like they been know.
Yo, Ty with the Dumbo.
That's exactly what it was.
man.
I remember taking that class. I used to love it because I had to do real class work.
I bet you did. I ain't
They would
take that
come in
class.
and talk to us for like a whole hour or two about drugs and how we should stay away from people who are,
But
participating.
It's a lot of
peer
senses,
pressure is
senses
no-
they don't do no more.
They don't do that in the
They
schools.
don't do the DARE.
Exactly.
They don't do the remember the BGE. Don't touch the wire if it's down.
Wire
They don't
is
do the
down.
one. Don't let the water run no more.
That's a lot.
They don't do the one. Remember all the
Mothers
commercials?
Against Drunk Driving. They did that when I was in high school. They did that whole program like right before prom week.
Yeah.
They had like a total car sit on the front lawn of our high school, and they had some of our students walk around with white faces and all black, and they wouldn't talk. They can't talk to anybody all day because it's supposed to resemble somebody being lost in the classroom, somebody dying to drunk driving. So they would walk around all day with white faces and all black, and then. When you come in, you'll see a rose on their desk.
That's scary.
But then they'll just be walking around. You can't talk to them. They can't do anything, but they're just there.
Was this a dream or this?
No, this is actually
You talking about, like, during the
Mothers
class day?
Against Drunk Driving. This is a program that they did. They basically enforced it the week before prom so that they know, okay, if you're gonna go to prom, you're gonna drive. Make sure you're not drinking at prom. Which obviously
Yo,
people
the
are gonna be
comments
drinking at
are
prom.
rolling.
Right, yeah.
Ty said she loved that program. Free cookies, free pencils, free lunch. Pizza was on fleek. Dominique said Baltimore County Schools still do the program.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Man.
Shout out to Baltimore
Yo.
County Schools.
Yeah, they don't even do the remember the commercials back in the day when they used to tell the parents hide the gun. You know, and it'd always be like a kid running around the house, they playing hide and go
seek.
Yeah. And the kid would come out and had a gun.
Had a gun.
Like they don't even do that no more.
They need to keep that out.
They don't even care about Smokey the Bear.
They got rid of Smokey the Bear. Smokey the Bear, I guess.
Smokey be down there with a sign asking for change now.
Smokey the Bear on crack now. Did you see the variation that they did of Smokey the Bear
right now? Don't play with my man.
Smokey the Bear be having a sign on the medium strip now.
But you know, here's the thing: these are programs that were fundamental for our children to make the right decisions in any situation. And the fact that they took that out, it's like now that's up to us, obviously, as parents to do that. But you know, for them to get that part of their 8 hours a day in school, that actually helped a lot because they were already educated on that, you know, and the fact that they took that away or they're not doing it as much, it's kind of like, now what?
They said, whatever happened to the forest fire bear?
That's him, Smokey the Bear.
Smokey the Bear was like,
only you could protect forest.
Now I believe the voice of that bear was Shaw. I really believe it now. Janine said, wow, that's interesting and powerful. Much respect to moms against drunk driving. I'm sorry. I have nightmares about dead and all that stuff.
I don't do dead people either. I don't
know how I would feel about some white faces and black.
And it'd be your friend that they can't tell you that either.
No, they really did it like in real life?
Yes, I'm telling.
Wait, pause. Re-explain that story. So basically,
okay.
let me make sure I got the interpretation right.
I'm going to do this, okay? I'm going to turn the camera so that people can see. Because I went to Milford Mill Academy High School.
Shout out to Milford.
Baltimore County School. Yeah. And a week before prom, there was the program Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Right. So what they did basically to teach us and educate us on drunk driving, how you shouldn't do it, and you know how people are killed from it. They put like a totaled car, like basically a car that came from probably like the Baltimore County Police Department that could have been in a car accident from drunk driving. And they put it on the front lawn of our school so everybody can see that there's a total car. They put caution tape around it and everything. So it gives you that feeling of seeing that image of what would happen if you were in a car with someone who was drinking, or if a loved one of yours were killed in an accident with someone who was drinking. So all day long, they, you know, basically you would hear on the intercom, you'll hear, and this is kind of creepy how they did it, but it really worked. 15-year-old Yah was killed in a car accident last night due to a drunk driver, and it will be one of your friends. And you feel that, like, damn, like if that was really one of my friends in a car accident.
So they randomly
did that all day long.
Some type of consent. Because
they had to, parents had to sign off on the they had to sign off on the they had to, because it's protecting the kid as well. But you know, that same kid, you would see all day the same people that you are your friends that had the white faces and the all black on, they would say their name on the intercom and say 16-year-old blah 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 was killed in a car accident last night at 9:05 a.m. due to drunk driving. You know, it really got to you.
A car accident last night at 9:05 a.m.
What PM, whatever. You know what I meant. But it actually enforced that feeling of knowing what it would be like to, you know, see that happening. It would prevent you from wanting to drive under the influence, and it will actually help your friends make better decisions. If you know somebody's been drinking, don't get in a car with them, especially around prom season when people love to think, oh, I'm going to drink because my mom ain't here. I'm not going to go back home tonight anyway, so I'm going to drink and I'm going to go out and do what I want to do.
It's 2017. You got to go home.
Man.
Well, it's 2017. Is more than just alcohol out there too, so
that's crazy.
Ashley has a great comment before. I don't know what we about to segue into, but she said
I gotta get these comments.
She said they totaled the car. What? That totaled car right by your school sign, and then your classmates wearing all black will pop up in the classroom late or come over the speaker, and the person sitting next to you, like, so she's just speaking in
basically
to
reiterating, or they will leave a rose on the desk. And that person wouldn't be there.
I'll be creeped out. I ain't
They did that, but it gave you that feeling. It gave you that feeling of knowing what would happen if somebody were in that accident. It made you feel that. It was a big impact on that school. Like I don't remember even hearing anybody, you know.
I'm gonna read all of these comments. I definitely want to respond to Ty's comment real quick before we switch. But
that question she dropped.
Yeah. But what did it say? Akil says people that are drunk driving don't have a problem driving. Those that can't drive and drunk are the problem. United States Marine Corps. Dominique says the fire department comes and volunteers. Janine, it's an impression that sticks with you for a lifetime.
Yes.
I'm gonna skip over Ty's comment. I'm gonna come back to it before we get to this last topic before we close out. They were trying to make it as real as possible to save lives, and that was the point. And Ty says, should drivers who get caught drunk driving Put your U in it, Ty. Have their license revoked first time for good, or do y'all think the system they have now was working? I think, honestly, I never experienced that kind of setup with that, but, I never experienced that kind of setup as far as them doing that. You know, but like just hearing how y'all talking about it and describing it, like I really think that would really bring tears to me. Like I said, that's why I said I know they had to have some type of parental consent.
They had to,
because if my child came on and like, Daddy, they told me I died on.
That's what I'm saying. But the child has to be volunteer for that. Yeah, this is in high school too. They're older kids though. If you got to think about it, they can understand death and they can understand how that can make an impact on someone.
Yeah.
So
Dominique said they still do it this day, just to let y'all know. But y'all, we didn't talk. Ty said she drunk. But we didn't talk
no driving.
About that topic. We're gonna get into it. You know, we definitely have some good topics that we done dragged on. The last topic that we're gonna get into real quick.
Most important.
I'm glad you're tuning in.
Perfect.
The importance of legalizing your brand and your business, LLC. We definitely want to talk about that. Ooh. So with that being said, now that we're jumping into this very hot topic, I know we have about 45 minutes left of the show. Blaine, I want to start with you, man. What's the importance? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. What's the importance
hot fire
of branding your company and legalizing your company, getting that LLC?
Well, let's take No Sugar, for instance, right? We knew for a fact that there was no way that we would be able to outright say that we owned anything if we didn't find a legitimate way of making it our own. Vice the name and everything like that. We knew that we could not have something and keep it if we didn't make it our own, if we didn't go through the proper channels to make this something that could actually stand the test of time. So, when needing a LLC is just basically stating that you recognize the potential of what it is that you're trying to do. It's not a hobby, right? So it's not a hobby. I'm not taking this day to day. I'm going to do this like I would pay my rent. I'm going to treat whatever it is that I'm trying to get an LLC for like I'm trying to pay my rent. I need this to work. I would highly suggest that if you have something that you're playing around with, like if you don't take it seriously, don't go and legalize it, because you're going to end up having to look at taxes and all of these different things that come with you actually owning a business. And those are things that you might not be readily available to take care of or ready to actually, put the time and the effort towards. For us here, we got 5 individuals who actually do different things, but they all tie back into business aspects. And we are very focused on that. So, for me being, a financial director here, it's my job to ensure that financially we are stable and we are secure, and that legally we are protected and we protect our assets. So, you definitely need a LLC to protect your assets, if nothing else. Even if it's something as small as, you know what I'm saying? Like, say you didn't have a radio station. Say you just had a lemonade stand. Your supplies and the things that you have and the name that you carry, the name that you create for yourself, that's important. That's all you have in this world. Whatever it is that you create, and you don't want anybody to take that from you. It is the hardest thing, and it's heartbreaking when you see somebody come out with something and then you'll see a news article that'll come out and say, oh, somebody's being sued because they utilized something that belonged to somebody else. Well, how did it belong to somebody else? Well, because they legalized what they do, and you thinking that you were the only one, you were so smart, and not doing your homework and your research, you went out there and tried to do the same thing, and you got slapped for it. You know what I'm saying? And we don't want that. So that's why we did what we did. That's how that works. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you want to be taken seriously, you should probably go and look into that. Personally.
I agree.
I don't even know what these two. I don't know.
They been cutting up. They been cutting up all day. They been cutting up all day.
Hey, Ty, come on.
Oh my God!
This is a public service announcement for Ty Spellman. Don't do that shit no more. Don't do that again.
I missed it. What she do?
Oh man.
Look at this.
After the show, we're gonna talk about this.
You need to stop.
Damn.
Right? Why right now, Ty? Why?
Damn,
doing the show?
All right, I'm not gonna share that.
It's an insider for you guys. I'm sorry, it's an insider.
Y'all confusing our listeners.
It's an insider. It's a No Sugar thing. It's a No Sugar thing, y'all. Sorry.
Even when Ty's not here,
she's present. She's definitely present, regardless.
You know what? I'm gonna drop the red rose on Ty's desk. She's trying to kill a vibe right now. But no,
terrible. Man.
Yeah.
And I just got a comment in regards to what I was saying. Mm-hmm. She Ashley said LLCs are actually easier to get approval for than nonprofits, which we all know. Getting that 10/143, whatever it is, C, that nonprofit title, some people take 2-3 years to get a turnaround on that. It's easier to go into it with a group of people as well.
Mm-hmm. So look, y'all, I told y'all we was going to try to do something real special on the air, right? Mm-hmm. So I got my man Akil Bay actually on the live right now.
Get out of here.
About the live speak.
Yeah, I peeped that.
Akil Bay, if you listening, man, well, I know you're listening because he's on the live camera right now. On the special.
Dumbo.
Hey, talk about the importance of branding your LLC.
No, legalizing your business.
Legalizing your business, that's what
Period.
I'm saying. Can you hear me? Akil, you there? You gotta unmute. All right, we'll come back to him.
It's not a conference call.
Gotta press *6.
But what's your take on that, though, Troy?
Yeah.
Oh, man, first of all, legalizing your business, getting that LLC, is very, very key, very important. First of all, it solidifies that you are somebody to... Hold on, Akil, you back? You can hear me? Hey, what's going on, man? Can you hear me?
There you go.
Yeah,
what's going on, Akil?
Man. So, yeah, I can hear you. So just now that we got you on the air, just talk about the importance of legalizing your business or getting that LLC.
Yeah, we can all hear you.
Okay, good to go. People miss the bigger picture of how society works and how major multi-million-dollar Fortune 500 companies work. And they tend to do things the quick way, take the quick route, and end up messing up themselves in the long run. So it's definitely important to have a real company, whether it be a corporation, incorporation, or unincorporated, or LLC, whatever the case may be.
Right. So.
And that's just the first stage. That's the first stage.
Right. Mm-hmm. That's just the first stage of it. So we got some people that's tuning in that can hear you. What advice would you give to future business owners or entrepreneurs as far as if they wanted to go that route and really solidify themselves in the building business? Can you hear me?
Can you hear us back? I think we lost him.
All right, cool. Yeah, then we lost him. Then we lost him for a second. But just like we were saying, just like I was saying, it's very key that if you really wanted to be a force to be reckoned with, as far as building your business, building your brand, and getting yourself out there, and really, trying to gain these partnerships from other corporate businesses. It doesn't matter what you say. Doesn't matter how much money you're bringing in. To protect their image and their brand is all about what you have on paper. You get what I'm saying? It's all about that. It's all about the contracts. It's all about what they can see on paper that you've proven. Because when it come down to tax purposes, if you can be bringing in money in, but if it ain't solidified on paper about what you're doing, they can be like, okay, well, wow, this dude is probably a drug dealer.
Right?
How's
It's whatever. They don't look at it seriously.
And they don't want to be caught up in any type of thing that's going to hurt them or cause them to lose out on the back end. So you definitely got to build your, get that LLC, take that time, really invest in yourself. Save up that money. Save up that money.
It ain't cheap.
It ain't cheap, but it's well worth it when you get at the end of the day. You can say, I own something.
It's yours and only yours.
Nobody can take what you legally done. And when you have that legal representation, that speaks volumes. Because if anybody wanted to take one of your ideas and rip and run with it, you're protected by your LLC. You're protected by your brand, what you own. You get what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, that goes all with how serious they are with it coming in the door to begin with.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, they start their businesses, but at the same time, they're not that serious about it.
Right.
So it's not a business.
Exactly. It's a hobby. And that's the thing we got to pretty much differentiate when it comes to that. But pretty much like what everybody say, it's that serious. Because it's something you're building. And me personally, I'm the type of person, if I build something, I put all my time and effort into it, I would hate to lose it to anybody. And this is why it's so important to legalize your business if you're serious about your business and you want to protect it.
Agreed.
Sure.
Again, this is another one of those
Simply Shar moments.
It's a Simply Shar, but this is another learning topic for me. I'm a work. I like to work through. I like to learn through working. So as I'm on the show and I'm interacting, I'm also learning from each and every one of you guys because again, I'm a new, business owner. I can't really say that yet because again, I need to do the LLC, but I understand the importance of it. I knew the importance of it before because I've already started my own business with the LLC with No Sugar Radio. So legalizing what it is you have is important because like every one of you guys had said, it basically makes it yours. It's yours and yours alone. Nobody can take it from you. For taxes purposes, you need that information so that you can submit it to the state or the government. It's important for you to have that because, it shows that you're very serious about what you're selling or what your service is. It's very professional to have that. And it also looks good on your business card. Honestly, if you look at something, somebody gave you a card and it said Simply Shar LLC, you'd be like, oh, that's legit. She's dead serious about this. She's serious about her business. She's serious about herself. And most importantly, she's serious about what she does. Her clients mean something to her.
I mean, it goes beyond the LLC itself, with trademarking, everything.
Mm-hmm.
You got to make everything legit. If you want people to take you serious and your business is serious, you got to make everything legit. Keep the fizz off your back, make it legit.
Yep.
A lot of people don't understand that, and when you make these catchy phrases,
mm-hmm.
or you got the what's that, the Young M.A. situation with the
yeah,
and the two white boys went and fucking made their own Hennessy and got slapped right after that.
Oh wow! How they do that? What they made that out of corn liquor?
You know what I'm saying? Put purple labels.
Somebody smacked them?
No, meaning like they got
they hit them legally. Yeah, they hit
got
the books on.
Slapped by Hennessy because they went and made their own version called Heffany.
They didn't do their due diligence.
They didn't do their due diligence. They didn't do any research. They just stole the idea, and it was a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
Great idea that was marketed maybe for a week.
But you can't do anything.
I don't think it went past a week.
That was Henny though.
Yeah, it was for Hennessy.
Yeah. They made their own version of it, and then they put a new label on it.
And put that name on it. And it was crazy. It was just like
you never seen Heffany?
It was a purple bottle.
I don't know her.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't know her.
I don't know Sean.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know her.
But yeah, I agree with you, Blaine. Like you can run into
things.
a lot of serious situations with that. A lot of businesses that I see out here, people have done it before, and it's like, okay, well, if you don't make it your own, what else are you gonna do?
Okay, OJ.
Right.
You gotta
and
make
most
it
yours. Most people don't
yours.
even know or understand the process of it. They look at it, it takes too much, it costs too much. Yes, it costs something.
It's an investment.
Yes, but it's
honestly
not like it's not
breaking.
Yeah, it's not like if you really want it that bad, you're gonna make that money
to
pay for it.
Like you want them shoes.
Exactly. Big time. Your business is everything. That's your baby. So you're gonna do everything you need to do to take care of it and
you can start a business.
You can, in theory.
It depends.
Wait,
on
what was that? What was the question?
Right?
What you want to start it with? It depends.
It depends on what engine. What vehicle you would like.
What vehicle
your
like to utilize? You get what I'm saying? Because
I've been in many different vehicles. I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah,
some that run well, they break down over time, and then you got some.
They always break down. They get worn out. The soul fall off.
Right.
You feel me?
And then it becomes about you.
Some of them be Mercedes Benz.
It's all about you now. It's all about you.
No comment.
Another insider. Sorry, guys.
At the end of the day, I mean, that's you really can't polish this or make it. You need to have it. It's just a need. Like there's no talking around it. If you want to get to the next level and you want to be taken seriously, or you want to be put into that that next bracket of whatever lane you're trying to get into, you gotta have it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be like these rappers, because at the end of the day, truth be told, a lot of them you don't see it, but they own themselves. Like they go through those great links on the back end because they got people in their ear telling them what to do. Y'all don't see that work on TV, or you don't see that on Instagram. You just see a whole bunch of, they got mad followers and they got this and they got that. Y'all don't see the other work that they got to go through and all of the research that they have to do, or that they're forced to do by their management in order to learn the game. You know what I'm saying? Right. They have to in order to be that big successful thing. Like, for instance, if you look at French Montana right now with this whole, French Vanilla Ciroc, that's a big deal right now. And thinking about how he's come up in the game and how he's being, ushered up with Diddy, and how now he has his own drink that's on a line, and Diddy's not even the owner of Ciroc. You know, he's like a well-known brand ambassador. Real talk, and he is great.
Yeah, because you would think that he owns it.
You would think that he owns it the way that he's marketed. But if you do your homework, if you do your homework and you know what's going down, and there's no disrespect to him, I love that shit. I think that is great. You know what I'm saying? Because to see us out there, putting ourselves out there, and putting that energy into the things that matter to us, and being able to give that back to the kids, and give it, you know, it's alcohol. Okay, let's be real. It's alcohol. If you're 21 and over, you can drink. You know, I'm not condoning underage drinking. But what I will say is that, you know, for those who do indulge and for those who do have alcohol, it's a great thing to look at when you see successful black people out there in the front of a brand making things happen and actually bringing other people up. That's
and doing it right.
Doing it the right way. You know what I'm saying? So, for me,
all about doing it the right way.
Shout out to French Montana and that.
You want supporting your business, do it right.
Rock, man. So I'm all about it.
Right. So I'm about to, you know, I don't know.
You gotta connect your mans. We gotta connect him in so he can finish speaking on.
Is that comeback right there?
I pulled a Crash from last week. You get what I'm saying?
Y'all gonna leave Crash alone.
No, Crash.
Y'all gonna leave him alone.
That's how I get that platinum.
Hey, Crash, you ready to set up? So, Akil, I just sent you the info. You know, you want to dial in. You know, so we can get more about this.
Dial in 410-929-3228.
Say it again, Sean.
410-929-3228.
Say it slow, Sean.
410.
Oh my God.
929-3228.
You gotta put the late
Call
night
in so you can speak to your local.
You gotta put the late night
now.
special voice on that.
The midnight love voice.
You have reached the midnight love.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Here we go. Yes.
We got him in. We got him.
Hey, Kel, what's good?
The voicemail, press 2.
Let's go. Akil, you on the line?
Yes, sir.
What's going on, man?
Yes, sir.
All right, so cool. We about to play you out real quick. You know, I know we had a little bit of technical difficulties just now, but you know, we got you on the air so everybody can hear you.
That's true.
So back to the question I said. You know, what advice would you give upcoming entrepreneurs or business owners as far as which route they want to go about as far as building their business?
Legalizing it.
Okay. That's a good question. You know, that question is the question of life, right? Where do we want to go in life? What do we do and how should we do it? What's the steps? So the first thing is first, you know, first you got to find a passion. You know, we can all make money. Money needs to make. You know, those that think it's hard to make, they in for the long haul in life in general. But a person has to find their passion. Once they find their passion, I don't care if it's knitting, sewing, I don't care if it's soccer, basketball, speaking. It could be anything that's your passion. You can actually turn that into a financial gain. But how do you do that? Well, technology gives us the power to find out how to do anything. You can find out how to make a pipe bomb. I don't know if that's a good example, but a pipe bomb on YouTube.
Hey, it's all about people leading that.
So I say, find your passion and then, you know, do your research on that passion. And the crazy part, if you follow your passion, it won't even seem like a business. It just be your passion. It's just things that you enjoy doing on a daily basis.
Right. You're becoming more invested into it.
Yeah.
You don't sound like a job.
So you become more invested into it, just like Crash said. You know, it don't feel like a job, man. But you know, passion is something, and I talked about this last week. Passion is something that you can see yourself doing for the rest of your life, whether you decide to get paid for it or not. It's passion. It's believing in it. Like it's not even a hobby. That's just your go-to. That's what stimulates your time. That's what stimulates everything about you.
See, with me, like when it comes to passion, for me, it's like it's just something I just do. It comes naturally.
Right.
Like I don't. It's not like, okay, I gotta see a future in it or anything like that. It just comes naturally. Like when it comes to this radio show, it just comes naturally. When it comes to working on cars, it's just something natural.
Okay.
It's like it never goes away. It's something like no matter what I do, no matter how much I deviate away from it, I'm always gonna come back to it because that's what the passion is.
Because it's you.
Yeah.
It's who you are ultimately.
So, Akil, last
Now, sometimes people's passions don't come natural.
That's true.
You have a lot of people out here that think they can do certain things because they're passionate about those things, but they don't have no skill at doing it.
Right.
They don't take that passion seriously.
So, hey, Akil, my question to you, this is my last question for you, man, before we, we get into the rest of this. If I didn't know about legalizing my business, what would be the best cost efficient, or what kind of cost efficient ideas would you give somebody on the route to go about doing that? Like, where would they start at? Like, where would they start?
Okay, well, hold on, I didn't get the first part.
Okay, so if I was like, okay, man, whatever it is I'm doing, I just got to go about, what would be the starting, like, how do they start? Where do they start as far as going to go legalize their business?
Okay, well, the first start is writing it down on paper. Write down all your ideas, which you want to write it down on paper. Once you got it on paper, then you want to look at each intricate part of what you're doing. Okay?
Okay.
After you get that down on paper, then what you want to do is do your market research. Right. Is what you're thinking about doing, is it out already? How many people doing it? What is the cost of what they're doing? What is the competition out there? And then once you find that out, then you can tweak it, whatever that passion or your business may be. Then you want to go out there and, go to the Secretary of State and handle all the paperwork and do what you have to do. But I heard the sister say, and you brother say, own your own business, LLC. And this is a deeper outlook on it. Yes, it's your business, but it's still owned by the state because you have to ask permission to get that business. But that's a whole other topic, and I don't want to get off the subject, but I had to throw that in. So I don't want to influence people to think they own their own business, even if they have an LLC or corporation. You actually don't, because you ask for permission to even own that, and the state actually owns it. So.
Well, good, because I feel like I just learned something just now.
Right.
You know that? Yeah. So, Akil, we thank you for your time, man.
Thank
being
you
able
so
to dial
much
in, man.
for tuning into No Sugar Radio.
Hey, I appreciate your invite, and man, much success to all of y'all. I love what y'all doing, and I definitely look forward to seeing much more success.
Oh, you
will.
And
you all's endeavor.
We gotta get you on the show one day, man.
Appreciate it, boss, man. Holla at you.
All right, peace and love.
Well, I learned something.
Yeah, that's lit.
I mean, bubble burst.
Right.
I don't like that. That shit ain't funny.
I just got my bubble burst.
I mean, it's true, but at the end of the day, it's all about perspective when it comes to that as well, too.
Right.
But I mean, if you look at it like when he speaks on that topic, like technically at the end of the day, we own nothing.
Yeah.
Because we're still within the state. There's still taxes for everything we do.
Well, it's time to go to another country then. Where they don't pay
yeah, till we actually own our own complete land. Like even people right now, they said they buy land within a certain state. At the end of the day, they don't really own that land.
You can always go to Israel
and
get
buy
2 meals and a da'i.
Wait, say that one again. 2 what?
Go to get 2 meals and a da'i.
That's the wrong country, dude.
I can't.
Yeah, man. So
that's crazy.
But it's definitely a greater feeling though to pretty much have that stamp that you own it, and if you really don't own it, as he says,
yeah,
it puts you in a better position in life generally. When it comes to income, because you have full control.
When you do it right.
Yes.
When you do it right, when you go through the right channels, and when you take the necessary precautions and get the proper insurance, and you get the right people around you that are not trying to take away from what it is that you're doing, but trying to add value.
Right.
Not only for you, but for themselves and for their families. When you start getting like an engine behind what it is that you're trying to do, like there's no limit. Like you know what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, you're right. It is all about perspective. But I can tell you this. I don't give a damn if it was just a piece of paper with a stamp saying that, hey, we just did some shit. At the end of the day, we did it. How many people do you know that actually took the time to do it?
Exactly.
Period. Like, you know what I'm saying? So for us to know this information, I would think that puts us leaps and bounds ahead of the competition, because a lot of people, they're still trying to find their way.
Yeah,
that's true.
See, it takes more, and I'm gonna talk on the element that we're in. It takes more to be able to just say, okay, I'm gonna go get a bunch of studio equipment. Get what I'm saying? I'm gonna get like a little logo done, and to be able to just run this.
I'm gonna do it.
I got this. Let's just say we make it look easy.
Because if your brand, your business, and all of that is not legalized, you get what I'm saying? Like I could just be somebody that's like, yo, I'm looking for a come up. And just tune into you every single day and just take your idea
everything.
And the only thing that separates all that, and it's the same thing in music, doesn't matter what you wrote, what you came up with. The only thing that separates that is what you chose to copyright. Somebody, I don't care, it could be your idea and all that, but if somebody beat you to the copyrights, what can you say?
You can't say anything.
I mean, like, I know people who used to steal songs all the time. Like, that shit hurt.
That's crazy.
That shit.
And they still doing
it. Shut up. Yeah, I know people steal statuses. I'm trying to copyright them.
Oh,
and
my
that,
God.
They ain't gonna find no shot.
Sneak this.
They'll say sneak this.
Somebody steals statuses.
Okay, so before we close, I'm going to go ahead and throw this comment out here. Justin says that's why companies outsource labor overseas, save money on taxes and pay, and increases the profit by 400%.
You said overseas?
Yeah,
companies,
yeah.
They
don't pay taxes on none of that stuff. You can pay those rice workers $3.15 an hour, like you know what I'm saying, like, and that's how. Where do you think these shoes and things come from? Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's sad to say it like that, but. You know, a lot of our businesses are not in America.
Nope.
A lot of the businesses that we have
the headquarters is here.
Grown up to like, the actual labor work is not done in America.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Cars are not built in America nowadays like they used to be. A lot of this shit is not here.
Nike,
they're trying
Apple.
to bring things back to America because we are in debt.
Yeah. We can't keep paying
That's
overseas.
Why we're in debt.
Google.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's rolling them all in.
Owe these people money.
And we can't keep having them work for us. They're gonna go on strike. And next thing you know, we're not gonna have no sneakers. We're not gonna have any Apple iPhones. Google's gonna be shut down. Google. I said Google.
You said Google.
Google is gonna be shut down. So we gotta think about that. But yeah, we definitely gotta wrap this show up. But I will speak on Rico Nasty.
Yes. Shout out to Rico
She is
Nasty,
going to
baby.
be tuning in with us on the 27th of August.
If y'all don't know who that is,
nominated Rico Nasty will be in the building. Get what I'm saying?
You can
and
say
if
that.
She ain't nominated for a Grammy. She will be nominated for a Grammy.
She will be, yes.
Just because our song has landed on the Fast and Furious 8. You get
Yes,
what I'm
it
saying?
did.
You know, besides, you know, she was definitely featured in XXL magazine. Got 2 songs out with Lil Yachty now.
I was looking
what?
She got an interview on Vlad TV.
Yeah, she
Oh,
got an
that's,
interview
yeah,
on
she. I
Vlad
saw
TV.
that.
So Rico
Yeah,
Nasty
she's
will be in the
lit.
building with us August 27th, man.
Definitely.
She's showing a little shout out to my man Harlem World USA.
Shout out to
I
David
believe
Watkins.
Harlem's coming through too, right? He'll
I'm
be back
not
in the
sure.
building.
I think so.
And good. So if you're an artist, man, and you definitely want some pointers, you know, and you want to hear from you know, one of the industry's great road managers, entertainment managers, entertainment company owners, you know, he'll be in the buildings with August 27th as well. So make sure y'all tune in at 1:30 p.m. to 4:30 every
It's going to be
Sunday.
lit.
And you know,
Lit.com.
Speaking of Harlem, man, you know, we definitely we're going to close out with this song right here by my girl. Y'all want to hear some Lundy?
Yeah, let's listen to some London Dior. Rest in peace,
She got
Lundy.
the video come up with Lundy too as well. Rico
Yes.
Nasty.
Oh yeah.
That's this Thursday.
Yeah.
Party is coming out.
Found out about
Yeah,
it.
the party video release.
Yeah.
Release
Party. Yeah, that's definitely this weekend. I think it's in D.C.
I'm gonna try to make it.
It's in Washington, D.C.
I know we got a special invite.
Yeah,
No.
we do. Yeah.
We're gonna try to make that.
We were
but,
we were tagged on that one.
Yeah, but what's that song that I think it's Trust Issues. I really like that song.
Yeah, we can play that.
So we're gonna close out with Trust Issues, but make sure y'all tune into us each and every Sunday.
No Sugar Radio. I'm
Libra's
closing
got
out
trust
with
issues,
Just Shar.
All that.
You can
all
find me on Instagram _Just Shar _ or you can find me as Style by Simply Shar. And you can find me on Facebook as Shar for Real. So
Go ahead. I was waiting on you.
the Queen has spoken already. I'm
All right, go
finished.
Here you go. The Queen is spoken.
But you know.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. It was doing it on his own.
Oh my gosh.
Like Shaw have no. Let's tell you, we gotta write her up, yo. We gotta write her up, yo.
What did I do?
Stop stealing my
we don't know
moments.
how to act when Ty not here. But I tell you, Ty.
No, Ty don't know how to act when Ty.
No, for real. No, really. She was out of line.
But nah, I'm gonna go ahead and do it since they hesitate. You know, you can follow me on
What?
Instagram at BossUpYoung.
I went
Boss
first though.
_Young. You know, that's me. Go ahead, Blaine.
Hey, you can find me on Instagram. It's _King Action _ Google King Action. You'll find me. There's many out there. There's only one me.
Let me buy one of them.
It's many what out there?
Many King Action. They try to call themselves.
Oh, I just knew of one. That's the only one that matters.
That's the only one that you need to know.
All right.
And lastly but not least.
Wait a minute.
Lastly but not least, it's your instigator narrator, DERRIC, better known as Crash with a K. You can find me anywhere, everywhere. It's Crash Cole, COLL. Facebook, IG, Twitter.
That was like the funniest dinner.
And please follow us, y'all. No Sugar Radio. If you can't find us, trust me, you can Google it.
And we got to shout out our man's back there, Byron. We got to shout you out. Two Castles Productions.
Shout out to the shooter.
They go the kid.
Active shooter drill back then.
Active shooter, still in the range.
I'm your shooter's favorite shooter.
I love it.
Trust issues, baby. No Sugar Radio.
Rest in peace, Lenny.
Thank y'all for tuning in.
Yes, please. Thank you.
About you, I know I probably go crazy without you. We pull up, we pulling off, and it out. It's just me and my boo, just me and my boo. But you could be pretty, it's Holly. Niggas to do you dirty like a Ali. Be two-faced like Miley, still having you smiling, but playing your fool. So what am I to do? What am I to do? Last thing I wanna do is fall in love with you, babe. Cause I know how that shit go. I know how niggas roll. I seen it all before. I've been through it all before. And I do not want no more. I do not want no more. Yeah. So take a look in my eyes, so you can see that I'm right for you, babe. Got time for no lies. Baby, I just wanna take flight for you. I got trust issues. I don't trust niggas, but it's just something about you. Wanna fuck with you. I got trust issues. I don't trust niggas, but it's just something about you. Wanna fuck with you. Wanna fuck with you. It's just something about you. Wanna fuck with you. Wanna fuck with you. It's just something about you. Excuse me, baby, I ain't tripping. I just really want you listen. This right here a hard decision. Should I stay or keep it dipping? Play him dumb and keep it pippin', but damn, I swear this one really different than damn. I swear this one got me feeling them. Pull him up, I'm about to reel him in. I got them hooked like a fisherman. Pussy get wet when he drilling it, damn. I swear there's no nigga realism. Fuck it, we guilty for killing them. He move bricks, they say he be dealing them. I'm so glad you might make them fulfilling them. Pussy be whipping and gripping them down. Plus he be flipping and whipping them grinds. Let you beat it like a case. Put this cake up in your face. Don't let them bitches ride this way. Yeah. Don't let them bitches take my place. We gon' see better days. We gon' get out this phase. Just you and I. Yeah. So take a look in my eyes, so you can see that I'm right for you. I got trust issues. I don't trust niggas, but it's just something about you. Wanna fuck with you. I got trust issues. I don't trust niggas, but it's just something about you. Wanna fuck with you. Wanna fuck with you. It's just something about you. Wanna fuck with you. Wanna fuck with you. It's just something about you.
See my whole team rich. Pull up on some shit. Got these ladies screaming rich. They ain't think I will be it. But But now a nigga so clean, yeah. And now I'm living the dream, yeah. Riding in the beams, yeah. Flying through the scene, yeah. And now my whole team rich. On one, we all one, a long one. We all young, but no fun till all done. We cashed out and mapped out the pack out. So we tapped out in Dubai like it's a trap house. We going straight through the sky like it's a spaceship. Ain't that we ain't shit, fucking bitches in spaceships. They like, why this shit got so much buttons? One button, 10 bands, please don't touch it. You probably fucking next minute feel disgusted. And I'ma fucking next even if that is your cousin, huh? No bluffing, we all stunting and so rugged. Niggas going shopping and they thinking it's our luggage. The foreign whip I'm copping got me thinking it's a rocket. When I lock it, it be popping, got me feeling like I'm clocking in. So hot, got me feeling like I'm hotter than Brooklyn in the summer. Ain't nobody gonna demo what's up. Pull up on some shit. Got these ladies screaming rich. They ain't think I would be it. But now a nigga so clean, yeah. And now I'm living the dream, yeah. Riding in the beams, yeah. Flying through the scene, yeah. And now my whole team rich. Pull up on some shit. Pull up on your chick, she be hopping in the whip. She hopping on the click, she thinking we the shit. And when I'm out of town, she be texting like she missed this dick. But I'm too gone, all my niggas too strong. We been through it too long, to the top we move on. That poop on, sipping on that poop on. Cashing out coupon, that's their Groupon. No time for ass kissing and set tripping. Let's get rich and save some of our kids' children. Let's get paid a wage where we can lay and say that big business is really gonna be big business. I hit the streets like a young nigga clocking in. My uniform fly shit, I be dropping in. And I be on my shit, so I rock a ring, feeling like a champion. Braun nigga, I'm the king. Pull up on some shit. Got these ladies screaming rich. They ain't think I would be it. But now a nigga so clean, yeah. And now I'm living the dream, yeah. Riding in the beams, yeah. Flying through the scene, yeah. And now my whole team rich.
Today, I've got the style and profile like never before. That's just cut and dried. I'm the best, whether you like it or not. Long limousines, jet airplanes, custom-made clothes. Wheeling and dealing. Woo, woo, woo.
You know I got it set up fucking.